It rests on a small YouTube channel, hosted by the wickedest lords of hell. Here is the first internet clip show to offer to the daring a look into the final maddening space between life and death. A case of the Mondays. To avoid fainting, keep repeating. It is only a live stream. Only a live stream. Only a live stream. Videos and songs far beyond anything you've tested. A case of the Mondays.
Stop you hammering, I'm on in the mall. Cause if it is the anniversary of the year before, and if it's a day gone by, then it's 365. Random tangents, that's like a tree. Diverse inevitability. And if it's a day gone by, then it's 365. I sit bad over the bed. I can't believe it's Monday again. Part of the problem is the passage of time. Part of the problem is what goes with salt and lime. Part of the problem is the answer is a cure. And a big part of that is the thing that keeps me poor. Sunset's columns support a feeling like holes in a drowning man's frozen ceiling. And if it's a day gone by, then it's 365. 365. That's right. I'll sit back over the bed. I can't believe it's Monday again. Part of the problem is the passage of time. Part of the problem is what goes with salt and lime. Part of the problem is the answer is a cure. And a big part of that is the thing that keeps me poor. Sunset's columns support a feeling like holes in a drowning man's frozen ceiling. And if it's a day gone by, then it's 365. And if it's a day gone by, then it's 365. If it's a day, if it's a day, if it's a day, gone by. If it's a day gone by, if it's a day gone by. If it's a day gone by, if it's a day gone by, if it's a day gone by. If it's a day gone by.
It's 365. Welcome everyone to Case of the Mondays. I'm your host, Gene Skinner. Hope you're all having a good night or daytime or what. I don't know what time zone you're fucking in, but you know how it be. Let's get right to the show. Here we go. Case of the Mondays.
We can go get for get.
Oh God, look
Fuck
at this
that.
meme.
We can go Riz for Riz. $19 for the Fortnite card. Double
Oh,
pump with the
I hate
fan
this.
tax. I got the aura, the
I hate this
Sigma,
so
the
much,
Ligma,
but I
and
found
Livy
it, and I
say
thought
got
you'd
the
hate it
Riz.
too.
It's got to the point that I don't even care. I got drip in the shop that I don't even wear.
God, that's so bad. Anyway,
New to the Salad
Master
Fingers
Bob sent
store.
this in.
Three new
Salad
t-shirt
Fingers
designs.
anniversary.
We
20
also
year
have
anniversary.
toys, artwork,
Wow.
posters, masks,
God.
slippers, and loads of other
Those
stuff.
slippers are terrifying.
SaladFingersStore.com.
Oh God.
Today,
is.
I'm remembering backwards
Oh,
to
yeah.
a time before now.
The beginning.
It's been a small century, but I
20 years,
remember
yeah.
like 'twas yesterminute.
Yesterminute. What a friendly
Hello.
stranger. I don't trust him worth a damn. I don't care how friendly he
I
is.
like rusty spoons.
Yup. Oh, it's melting. There it goes. Awkward.
I must find any spoon to fill the void.
And rust it? Stop. Stop. Terrifying.
Hello there, young child.
Looks like an old
I'm not
man.
a child.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
an
say.
old man.
Yeah.
And you, Salad Gregory Stewart Fingers,
Salad
should have been
Gregory
home
Stewart
hours
Fingers.
ago. A little discipline might be in order.
Oh boy.
I suppose it's the only way I'll learn.
I guess so. That's a breathing.
Might I ask where you keep the spoons?
Kenneth currently has the household spoon.
That's a dead
Here
body.
you go, Mr. Finger.
Who was scared? That's a
Not
rarity.
interested, sir. It doesn't reach my requirements.
Well, it's time for supper, and you'll just have to eat with your fingers, I suppose.
Hold on a minute. I might have made that up.
Oops.
I do recall we were stationed in the kitchen, where I'd taken quite a liking to the kettle. Why is your pan so tall?
To prevent your mischief.
Got taller.
Wait a minute. Textureless, sir. What a surprise. I'll get to the bottom of this.
That's terrifying. Just falls right in. What a dummy. What the hell is riding him?
Slow down. You're going too fast. I'm scared. Tap.
My goodness. I haven't seen you blokes for so long.
Tap. Tap.
Ah, you're all so gorgeous.
Fall off a fucking vent?
Please welcome Salad Fingers to his 20th anniversary special.
Oh Jesus, the
Hello?
host is like a puddle.
I don't, is this a surprise party? Hello?
People aren't real.
Are you my friends?
Yeah, I knew they're just paintings. Oh, it's a wall. Brick wall by the sound of it.
We're all your friends. Who said that?
Uh-oh.
Over here. I can't believe you chaps made it to this special event. Even Manky Melvin, the stinky reject. You weren't made for this world, but you'll always have a place in my heart.
There's a spoon.
It's the perfect spoon.
Grimy. Ew. Ew.
Huh? Oh, it's you. All right, come in. Make yourself at home. I can't believe it's been 20 whole minutes. Time certainly. Oh. A walking fish supper. Now I've seen everything. Well, that's how I remember the events of my time. You'll have to pardon my excuses, though, as the old shoebox isn't what she used to be.
No kidding.
Let's remember again together soon.
It's not. Look at that plushie of him. It's actually really well made. David Firth. Yep. Inventor of salad fingers. He made other stuff too. A lot of people remember him mostly for salad fingers.
With the
Here we go,
implementation
Strong,
of this procedure, the suffering of 2317 can prevent an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. For this reason, putting the poor girl out of her misery is not an option. Under no circumstances are narcotics, anesthesia, or other unapproved medications to be administered to 2317. She must be aware of what is going on for 110 Montauk to work. Hello everybody, I'm the
Montauk.
Rubber. Today, we bring you an SCP Foundation Keter class object, SCP-231.
A woman.
SCP-231, also known as Special Personnel Requirements, is one of the classic items in the SCP Foundation series. 231 are 7 pregnant
women.
females, and whenever either one of them gives birth, a disaster will occur. SCP-231 1-7 was discovered after police searched a warehouse held by an organization named Children of the Scarlet King. 24 hours after being rescued, the first female,
Scarlet King's a Stephen King
2311,
reference.
began to produce labor pain and give birth to an SCP, resulting in an incident that
Oh, it's
caused more
actually
than
Crimson King,
100
my bad.
casualties.
But that's also taken
Foundation
from,
personnel immediately took
Pink Floyd.
possession of remaining SCPs 2312-7, and, based on notebooks recovered from the cult, instituted Procedure 110 Montauk
Oh, sorry,
to
King
prevent
Crimson,
future
I'm wrong.
occurrences.
Close
As
the
to
King
what
Crimson
kind of
thing, it's King
110
Crimson. I'm
Montauk
stupid.
procedure is,
I fucked
it
it
has
up.
not been clearly specified in the document for the time being.
Which is a
But
shame
in the
because I do
documents
own that
mentioned in
actual thing on
Appendix
vinyl.
231B, the 110 Montauk
A court
procedure
of the
is not only
Crimson
terrible, but
King.
also causes severe pain and involves some kind of brutal behavior. All personnel assigned to 2317 must
A British
rotate
band,
out for 1 month of psychological counseling after 2
British
months on
prog
site.
rock.
And all personnel assigned to SCP-231 will be transported to 231's
I said
containment
Pink Floyd was
blindfolded from Site 19 by a route including
reprimand
no
myself
fewer than
severely.
7 different forms of transportation,
Don't worry
including,
about
but not
it.
limited to aircraft, automobile, underground tunnel, and others. Removal of the blindfold during the transport process is grounds for immediate termination. According to the Foundation, either an attempt to remove an SCP fetus or a mother's death will result in a
Fetus.
catastrophic event. Now 6 of them have died, and only SCP-2317 is left. 2311 was killed during initial recovery operations while giving birth to an SCP.
Wow.
2312 was killed while attempting to remove a second SCP fetus, immediately resulted in an incident. 2313 self-terminated following a prolonged period of distress caused by the implementation of Procedure 110 Montauk. The delivered SCP immediately led to an incident.
Wow.
2314 was treated with SCP-500 that claims to cure the subject of all diseases. Despite the successful expulsion of all parts of the produced SCP, the excreted residue immediately underwent an event, causing numerous casualties, including 2314 herself.
Wow. Wow.
Due to the improper execution of the 110 Montauk procedure, 2315 gave birth to an SCP 1 hour later, which immediately underwent an event. Recruitment standards for D-Class personnel have since been modified to minimize the possibility of a second improper 110 Montauk procedure. 2316 died in an escape attempt inspired and assisted by an agent who had been exhibiting heightened stress levels due to prolonged exposure to 231 and attempted to use a said weapon to rescue 2316 and 2317. Both the agent and 2316 were killed in the resulting firefight.
Wow.
The fetus of 2316 then underwent another event. In the wake of this incident, 05 level personnel voted by unanimous decision to amend personnel policies. As of SCP-2317, she was successfully contained at the site. Following the repeated attempts to escape and commit suicide, as well as failure to contain 2311-6, 2317's containment procedures have been more stringent. 2317 is contained in a soundproofed containment cell and is always to be kept restrained to a hospital bed. 2317 is always to be kept confined to the bed, except during the 110 Montauk procedure. Hydration will be provided through an IV drip. Feeding will be carried out twice per day through a feeding tube by approved medical personnel who have not taken the Hippocratic Oath. Procedure 110 Montauk is to be carried out at least once every 24 hours by Class D personnel. During procedure 110 Montauk, at least one security clearance for 231 personnel must always monitor the procedure by a camera. Following the procedure, all Class D personnel must return to their holding cells or explosive collars will be detonated. With the implementation of the 110 Montauk procedure, the suffering of 2317 can prevent an XK class end-of-the-world scenario. For this reason, putting the poor girl out of her misery is not an option. Under no circumstances are narcotics, anesthesia, or other unapproved medications to be administered to 2317. She must be aware of what is going on for 110 Montauk to work. To this end, the Foundation will even amnesiac 2317 after a few implementations to obtain a better effect.
Wow.
Personnel who express sympathy towards 2317's plight or express a desire to rescue or sympathize with 2317 will be transferred to another project without delay. Any actual rescue attempts will be met with immediate termination. Due to the drop in staff morale, 05 level personnel has stated that not everyone who's worked on 231 is terminated upon leaving the project. However, personnel who have been assigned to SCP-231 are allowed to take a Class A amnesiac before leaving the project if so desired. False memories are then implanted. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Which SCP do you want to see in the next video, and why it is interesting? Let us know in the comment below. We will draw your story and share it with the world. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell. Please share it to your friends if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Friendship is dangerous. Oh my god. The boiled one. What in the hell? Eyeballs. Melty looking. Oh my god! Devoured.
Believe what you see, darling. What you see, darling.
What? Spooky warning.
Believe what you see.
Whoa. Infected. Got a shotgun. Is that Mega Hat? Oh God. Rip the worms. Am I gonna stop it though? It's her fault. What the fuck? Oh no. Oh yeah, they're made of plastic. Whoops. Get it? I get why they can eat plastic. They eat them because they're made of plastic. Wow. They're
I've always been the fastest in my neighborhood. I can outrun anybody.
Frogs in the set, by the way.
But there's one thing I can't outrun. My gay thoughts. That's why I take Clocetra, the one pill doctors recommend to suppress homosexuality. Other methods like praying, gay camp, and starting a family don't put a complete stop to self-acceptance like Clocetra. Now I can dash head-on into a life full of lies, stress-free. Good morning. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm definitely not gay.
You didn't ask.
Clocetra, keep your gay thoughts bottled inside.
Oh my God. You sent this in, Ramen.
Hi, honey. I see you're hard at work again. I brought you your favorite dinner, cheeseburgers. And I got the frosty milkshake. Only the healthiest of snacks for my bubby.
Yeah, I'm terrified too.
What's wrong, Daddy?
Oh my God. What the hell? That was a dream. He break free from some simulated reality. name Ayla Mouse? Hell yeah.
You're welcome. What? The name's Alex. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Simon. Now, could you please just tell me what the hell is going on? Listen, man. All I know is we've been abducted onto some giant alien ship. They attached me and all these other people to some strange device. It showed me something that looked like my real life, but not quite. Luckily, the one I was attached to malfunctioned or something. I think that's what happened to me. All right, well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Wait
More
up!
to do.
Do you have any idea where you're going? Not really. I'm gonna die here. Jeez, man, you know, you're really harshing my vibe right now. I don't really give a fat fuck if you die, but can you please not bring me down with you? Hold on a sec. That's convenient. Let's see.
It's very convenient.
Seems like the escape pods are next to the control room on the bottom floor. We just need to go through that elevator. How the hell are we gonna get down there without being noticed? By killing every goddamn alien we see.
Hell
That's
yeah.
You realize I've never shot a gun before, right? Listen, I'm sure we'll be fine as long as we can make the first move and take him by surprise.
I don't know if that's gonna work. You already killed like 3 of them.
Oh shit.
You have no idea what you're touching.
Drop your weapon. Run!
Shit. Well, he's alone again. Oh.
I love this job.
Wow. It's just to study them.
It seems these days you can't be found when
Always at home. Thank you, Robin. That's very cool. Not to our next video. Jenny sent this in. Here we go. Chirps. Or however you say their name. What eats them?
Amblyomylus lamonicus is widely used for the biological control of thrips.
Thrips, that's right. Thrips, what they're called.
It is capable of controlling high infestations quickly and effectively due to its great reproductive capacity. Amblyomylus pierces its prey with its mouthparts and then sucks out the contents.
Wow.
Unlike other predatory mites, Amblyomylus also eats the larger thrips larvae and is active at lower temperatures. The mites can reproduce while feeding on non-prey food sources such as pollen. This allows them to build up populations before pests are present. Curious about other beneficials? Check out our YouTube channel for more videos.
Ooh, look at these Rough and Rowdy
Finger
shoes,
roll time.
Sunshine.
Wow, those are good
I like
shoes.
those. Now, this is who came out with the lollipop. She brought out all the tricks for this.
Yep.
Who makes those, her?
Gotta be, yeah.
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled shoes.
We've got no crowd at this Rough and Rowdy, but I will say the stars are out on Twitter. They've been tweeting me, UFC fighters all across the board, people from Hollywood. I just got a tweet from Greg Grunberg, a Star Wars actor watching Rough and Rowdy.
Love it. We have the first ever ring girl / fighter. One of the ring girls tonight is also fighting tonight.
Now, what do we think of this girl chewing a lollipop in the ring? I don't think we've ever seen the lollipop. She's bouncing around with clogs. I think they call those shoes clogs.
I like the lollipop. That's kind of late 90s Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. I can say that because I was 12, 13 years old at the time.
Oh, she's, the lollipop always plays and she's working it.
I think it's dangerous. What if she falls with it in her mouth?
And we have had people fall before, but sometimes, life is dangerous, Robbie. We're at a boxing event. Oh, ring girl just hit the ground, and this girl came A game today. She brought her lollipop. She's got the homemade shoes. She just fucked the ring. She's got a lot of things going on.
The ring.
Round 2 coming in. It's round 1, not much landing either way.
You could tell that there's a lot behind those shots, though. So if one does land, it could end a knockout.
We're back down again. It's what is that, a deconstructed worm? I don't really know what she's doing. Like, it's kind of the worm, but not really.
It's just a quick lay down.
Right in Spider's grill.
Robbie Fox here, Rough and Rowdy
All right,
commentator and
Moving on
ringside
to the next
correspondent.
video. You sent this in. Already giving me Cruelty Squad vibes.
Fuck! Fuck!
Oh, it is? That's funny. It's made by the same guy who did Cruelty Squad. No wonder it gives me the fucking vibes of it. Wow. I can't wait for Simmy to do a more like in-depth review of this game, man. At some point in the future, I'm sure he will. I'm doubting that. Is he walking around in like AT-AT? What's the AT-ST? I forget which one's the little like the 2-leg thing. I think it's the ST. The AT-AT is the like bigger one they have on Hall. Look, I don't know Star Wars that well, okay? I'm knowing it less and less the more I fuck it up. How the scope is like a monster with like skeleton hands. That's fun. Oh, there's the music you're talking about, Ron. What the fucking anime face? I watched a video recently about how like Killer 7 is a very subtle horror game. I mean, it is horror elements to Killer 7, but just how wild it is, you don't think about the horror aspect of it. It really doesn't seem like a horror game with how action-packed it is, but there are like a lot of horror elements in there. Besides just the smiles, there's other things that, because of them, that happen in the background. I love Killer 7.
All right, let's see. 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 Let's see
have to when Garcian's voiced by the same guy who does Grim from Billy and Mandy. Does that say Bingor? Yes, skeleton. George Evans! It's George Evans! Remnant Psyche stuff is pretty creepy, yeah. Like, yeah. Izawari technically, you know, from taking the ending for people who, I mean, if you want to play Killer 7 knows that. I think Izawari, even as like a remnant, he seems to me, like by the very end, that it's just, it's Kun. That's all, like, because Izawari is literally him. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, his eyes are open, the BDSM, like, things off his face, the gags off his face. You can see it's just him. It's just the main bad guy. Makes me think it's like a psyche of him that lives inside Hartman or something. It's weird. That's the realization, like, oh, because he looks just like him, he has to be like some aspect of him inside of Hartman or something. The way he talks is terrifying, and the way Travis talks is also terrifying too. Do that whispering shit. What is that anime thing following me? Sorry, not really following me, following the person who's playing this. Son of a bitch. Is that Porky? The weirdest sniping segment I've ever seen. Sunflowers. Is it gonna blow up? Wish list on Steam. That frame rate death right there. Oof. Good shit, Ramen. Thanks.
Back on release, Payday 3 was a certified dumpster fire. I made 2 videos on it, and I still didn't cover everything wrong with it. But one man had a vision. A vision for a world where every issue I had with Payday 3 was fixed by the very next week. A vision where Payday 2 players wouldn't judge Payday 3 by the contents of the game, but the character of its visionary roadmap that features things such as an unready button. Now, I didn't see his vision at the time, but do I see it now? A few days wiser than the last time we spoke, I'm here to ask, is it next week yet? Hell no, it isn't even tomorrow, pimp. Holy shit. I'll tell you how they're doing. They added an offline mode that doesn't function offline. And if you have no Wi-Fi at all, you can't even make it past the start screen. Figure that shit out, huh? But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go one by one. Number 1, praise Jesus and Swedish meatballs, the matchmaking got fixed. Now I can finally go back to ruining people's stealth runs.
I just can't wait for these guys to find out this isn't actually a stealth mission.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, which they're about to find out right now. There's the camera, there's the camera. Number 2, let's talk about the AI. I compliment the AI for improving because I went to take a shit in the middle of a heist and didn't die somehow. But after looking at the footage, I kind of realized that the enemy AI and the friendly AI are just equally special. You get what I'm saying, pimp? Sometimes I wander around maps and just stumble upon Dozer sitting his fat ass in the basement doing nothing. One last thing, still can't command my squad mate to stand in a goddamn circle. Number 3, turning a negative into a positive. The laggy servers we had on launch have now left with the player base. Now the game just crashes like a man with some goddamn dignity. And no, there's no rejoin feature, nor is it on the roadmap. But remember, this is the initial focus roadmap. Rejoin could easily be on the stretch goal roadmap. And as for voice chat, they don't know of such technology in Sweden. And now I'll slow down for a second because now I want to break out an entire problem this game has. These Swedes hate fun. Payday 3 is neither realistic nor power fantasy, but instead a purgatory where everyone gets fucked. Their design philosophy is, that looks like a fun idea, Felix, scrap it! Where does this piss me off the most? The new guns. The DLC guns fall into 2 categories. Good ideas, bad execution. Bad ideas, worse execution. They were in such a hurry to get this marksman rifle that does SMG damage out there, when we should have been slinging dual Uzis by Christmas.
Hell yeah.
You're adding a damn UMP-45 when we should have had an MG-42 by Hanukkah. I should have been able to smack a bitch with a spoon by Easter. But here we are with the water gun for modern audiences. That being said, there are some good additions, but they took the balls out of every last one of them. They added an LMG with a 100-round mag, but then they balanced it with 6 body shots to kill. You take a one-shot revolver, you force a commercial break between shots so you can't unload like you could in Payday 2. They also crank the spread while moving up to 1,000 so the bullets do a fucking U-turn out of the barrel. Now, does the fact that I'm hip firing help anything? No, of course not. But what else am I gonna do with these boring perks? Run a hard scoping build? June's over, buddy. I'm not doing all that. And this isn't a DLC gun. But the 50 cal still fires disappointment and lies. And before you say, if you want all that, why don't you just go play Payday 2? I am. We are. I'm just here for fun. The hell else do I have to talk about? How the Horizon Zero Dawn show got canceled after the showrunners realized that not even they gave a fuck about that game? No thanks. I've got $90 into this one. Like it or not, Starbreeze is my Swedish baby mama now, and I'm just popping in to see how everything's going. Now let me take a deja vu break for a second to say these 2 SMGs are a cock hair off, yet one can one-shot headshot and the other one hurts his feelings. Just bring back the numbers. Holy shit, despite common belief, Americans can count up to about 200. And while you're at it, I noticed fixing the armor system wasn't on the roadmap. Let's get that on there because no one likes this new Warzone armor plating system. And how do I know that people prefer the old armor system? Go into any match in Payday 3 and you're gonna notice that all of your teammates are wearing purple armor. Now what does this mean, Flick? I'm gonna tell you, pimp. It means that they're all wearing the new kind of regenerating armor that's basically, much like the rest of this game, a shittier version of Payday 2. But as long as we're talking about new additions, Starbreeze decided, you know what people are gonna have a blast with? An enemy that hides somewhere on the map, spawning an infinite number of attack drones. And if you played Breakpoint, first of all, I'm sorry. And second of all, you know why this is a horrible idea. They're annoying as hell, man. That's really it. So now let me get this straight. I can't have a drum mag in my AK, but they can rip an infinite number of drones out of their prison wallet? Actually robbing a bank seems like it would be more fun than playing Payday 3 right about now. Jesus. But let's dial it back. It's been an intense 5 minutes of hate, and to be honest, I don't hate this game that much. I like many things about it. So let's change gears into the positive changes since launch. First of all, the leveling system is now based on completing missions rather than the challenges where you'd have to Hip shot 3 werewolves on a blood moon during a hurricane while your wife is in labor with another man's child. So there you go, you guys are getting it. And they've also made 2 new maps and ported over 2 old ones from Payday 2, all on their own. Now, neither of those is the First World Bank, and neither of the new maps were a knockoff of the First World Bank, but they're trying. What is a scrappy upstart valued at? 474 million sex? That's gotta be a lot of real money. Good for them. Good for them, guys. I wish them well. And how could I forget? They also added a new perk line that lets you carry 2 bags at a time. That was a great idea, Rocky City. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I gotta snap back to reality here. On release, it was said by fans of the new shit that it's okay Payday 3 is lacking on content because Payday 2 lacked content on launch as well. They'll just sell the rest of the game after launch and make it great just as Payday 2 did. So now that we're 10 months down the line, let's find out how the race is shaping up. In the first 10 months of Payday 3's release, they've added 8 new weapons and 2 new heists. In the first 10 months of Payday 2's release, they've added 19 weapons and 8 new heists. And I didn't track how many mass attachments or anything else because I don't care. The point is, Payday 3 is falling way behind in the finish your game race. They're giving a rather presidential performance. They've taken so long to deliver on their season pass that they've renamed the tiers from 6 month and a year to silver and gold. You guys might want to update that listing on Humble. And listen, I'm not going to act like Payday 3 charging me for the rest of the game is new because Payday 2 did that shit first.
Yes, it did.
I knew what this relationship was gonna be. I knew she was a gold digger all along. What I'm saying is that I want Payday 3 to rob me of even more of my money even faster. I didn't think I'd have to ask a AA, AAA, whatever the hell A company to rob me in 2024, but shit, these are innovative times we live in, pimps.
That's right.
Starbreeze. If you're
Should be
watching,
worth
baby,
more,
I've
too.
got an offer for you. Listen to me. For a measly $6 million, Sweet Pimp Inc. will advise you on how to repair this game's reputation, and here's a taste of the advice that you can expect. First, undo every last dumbass change your game designers thought was a good idea and realize that maybe wheels were just meant to be circles. Maybe regenerating armor is more fun than constantly rubbing my tits every 3 seconds. Maybe LMGs can go back to one-shotting bare chests and 2-shotting light armor. Maybe we don't have to put a fucking intermission between the hand cannon shots. Maybe we can just shove all those drones back up that nerd's ass. Maybe the real vision of Payday 3 is just Payday 2 in a 64-bit engine. Maybe that's enough. Maybe. We'll stay by the phone in case you call. Either way, I'm already $100 of bad decisions deep, so we're in this together now, Starbreeze. Like Velma and Louise. Fleeking the fuck up. We're going to the edge of the fuck up, baby. I'll see you all next week. Trying to do big things, Viper, and you're getting fucked up by the same goddamn enemy. And if I get fucked up by him because oh fuck, goddamn.
Poker.
Thanks to the flock of pimps for bankrolling this video, and another huge thanks to all the pimpers for buying the mass. What in the goddamn hell is that?
Let's see what kind of a shot you are, Pilgrim. Take a crack at this bottle. You missed that one. Try another. You missed that one. Try another. You missed that one. Try another. Nice shooting. Try another.
No. Try another. Grog, you sent the spooky stuff in. Wyatt 6. Gonna put Zach Baggins in the corner there because I'm terrified. Titties. I don't know if you can fix that though. A third hand. Just terrified. Help. Extra Loomis rocking the Hawaiian shirts. Look at them. I'd wear a lot of these shirts too. Yeah, I is having a blast with them. That shirt's really good. It's pretty nice too. Like that one. Whole wardrobe. Viscus the pig. Oink oink. There's Bo Dallas. Ray's brother. Can't spell Hawaii without AI, that's true. Better Bo Lee than Bo Dallas. And there's Bray. Rest in peace.
We're here.
Time for our first spooky video for tonight. Was seen by accident.
This story happened to us in 2008 at my mother's house. At that time, I was with my now ex-girlfriend, spending an afternoon while taking care of my mother's cats. It was the last night before she returned from her visit to my grandmother in Florida. I thought it would be a good opportunity to visit my mother's house again. There was a fancy air conditioner, and I've always found the nostalgia of returning to an important place from my childhood interesting, along with the memory of the many cats I had. To give some context, the house is very old. I've been told it was built in 1932, but it's had so many renovations that it wouldn't surprise me if it were even older. There are no records of the first owner, of course. That last night, I was with my ex-girlfriend, who had come to the house before her night shift at the hospital where she worked. We were sitting on the couch, eating ice cream, and watching videos on YouTube. At that time, I used to make silly noises and very bad imitations to make her laugh. It was a very weird sound that I don't know how to describe, but it was very funny to me. Then, suddenly, we heard that same noise echoed by a different voice coming exactly from the second floor. I was more than sure it had been like that.
He said coming.
After so many years in that house, I knew it very well, even the sounds it made. But this voice was something I had never heard before. My ex-girlfriend and I looked at each other and both agreed that an uncomfortable feeling ran down our spines. We asked each other after a long moment of silence if we had both heard the same thing. And although we wished to disagree, we had indeed heard the same voice. Scared, the calm and silence of the house started to make us nervous. So, I got up, walked to the stairs, and with my foot on the first step, I said hello, but there was no response. The hours passed, and we remained as tense as when we heard that voice. Half an hour later, my mother arrived in her car, but we didn't tell her anything. I know it wasn't the cats because all three were in the living room with us. It wasn't any noise from the pipes because I know them well, and there was no electronic device on the second floor that could make a similar sound. The next morning, I was still thinking about that sound, but nothing seemed out of place in the house. However, that wasn't the last time I heard something similar. 2 weeks later, while we were unpacking groceries at the entrance of our apartment in Naperville, we heard a digital male voice repeating some words that we couldn't decipher. It sounded like a robotic voice coming from the hallway where our apartment was located. When we entered the complex, we noticed no one was in the hallway, and in fact, we rarely encountered anyone in that area. Once we unloaded all the groceries from the car, I took out the apartment keys to open the door. Before I turned the key, we heard that same robotic voice from inside our apartment. Again, we looked at each other in silence, scared, hoping what we had heard was a product of our imagination. We looked around, but no one was there. The scariest part was that the voice came directly from inside our apartment and felt very close to the door. Since that day, we were deeply unsettled, always on alert for any strange sounds in our immediate surroundings. It was almost like a state of constant paranoia. We wondered if some entity had followed us from my mother's house because we couldn't shake off that constant feeling of discomfort. For 10 years, this experience has haunted me with unusual persistence, and I finally decided to unburden myself by sharing it. It was my last year of high school, on an afternoon colored by autumn's melancholy, when I set out on one of my usual expeditions to explore the mountain near my home. I call it a mountain, but it's really a small hill with lots of trees that connects to a much larger fenced-in park. On the way back, my steps led me to a path I had rarely paid attention to, as it always seemed to lead nowhere interesting. I had thought, until that moment, that the path led to the side of the road. However, curiosity, that eternal companion of youth, led me to venture down that path. Soon, the trees opened up to an unexpectedly vast field. I felt a strange familiarity with this place. It felt like I had dreamed of this forest, but at the same time, childhood memories came to mind. As the sun was setting, an unusual light caught my attention, a flash of yellow jade shining under the last rays of the evening. As I approached, I discovered it was a fragment of what might be a bone, delicately carved in the shape of a diamond. An inexplicable urgency urged me to dig. Without tools, I began to scratch the ground. Beneath the brown surface layer, the soil revealed a reddish tone, saturated with a white, greasy substance that reminded me of beef tallow. Suddenly, dizziness enveloped my mind, blurring the contours of reality. Time dissolved, and suddenly, I found myself surrounded by total darkness. The silence of the forest was oppressive, and a cold sweat soaked my shirt. A chill ran down my spine, and without thinking, the moment I regained a sense of reality, I ran back to the main path, guided only by my intuition. Once home, I told my parents and siblings what had happened. My father, with a look of concern he tried to hide, promised to accompany me the next day to investigate the place.
Oh boy.
However, retracing the route in the morning, we couldn't find the spot where I had found that flash of yellow jade. Now the forest felt so alien and strange compared to my experience. Despite the time that has passed, the memory of that field and the sweet and rancid smell of the red and white earth still haunt me. My father, with his pragmatic wisdom, suggested it could be a site of decomposition of a large, buried animal. However, there were no signs of fur or the characteristic stench of decay.
What was in the pool?
About 5 or 6 years ago, my neighbors went on vacation and left me in charge of their house. I had to feed their pets and keep everything clean, and in return, they let me use their beautiful, huge pool as much as I wanted. This family had always been very good to me whenever they needed my help and vice versa, but they had many problems among themselves. They had a lot of money, but they never seemed happy. It was common to hear them arguing, and no one was very kind to each other. The police often came to the house following calls about domestic violence.
Money can't buy you happiness, but
the
it does
father
help.
had extramarital affairs known by many in the neighborhood, and the mother had a serious illness from which she passed away not long ago. Their children seemed to have their own conflicts with the father. On that occasion, taking advantage of the kindness to use their pool, I decided to invite my friends for a night swim. It was a perfect night. The sky was full of stars, with no wind and not a cloud in sight. We couldn't figure out how to turn on the pool lights, but it wasn't a problem because the moon shone so brightly in the sky that we could see everything in the garden. The pool was peanut-shaped. The shallow end was about 4 feet deep. At the farthest point from the house, the pool was deeper and had a water slide descending from a small wooden tower. We swam for about half an hour in the shallow end. When I approached my friend to take her hand and do a spin near the slide, we both heard a noise coming from the deep end of the pool. At first, we thought it was the water filter gurgling. It was a deep, loud noise. The transition from the total silence of the night to this
Come on,
constant
fucking
hum
sinkhole.
was noticeable. We both turned our heads toward the deep end and saw the silhouette of a head emerging from the water at the bottom of the slide. The dark shape was completely black
gimp.
without any features. It had exactly the shape of a human head, poking out of the water with a neck that extended longer than normal for a human. The noise came directly from this shape, and it almost sounded like heavy mechanical
Sasha,
breathing.
get off from on top of there, you goof.
We stared at it for
It's not
probably
stable.
2 to 3
You don't want to be
seconds.
on there.
Seeing that head was one thing,
You don't want to be
but
on
the
top of that
hardest
stuff.
part
It's a
to
bunch of
explain
cards
was
and
the
old
feeling we
coffee
had.
bags.
Our
You don't
stomachs
want to sit on
churned.
top of that.
We knew something was
I saved for
wrong
the art.
and that we
I have
had
some
to
really
leave
cool,
immediately.
art coffee bags.
In that paralyzed state, we swam towards the house to get out of the pool. After reaching the shallow end, we briefly looked at each other in confusion, and when we turned back to the pool, the head was gone. I don't know when the humming stopped, because it was the last thing on our minds. I grabbed a flashlight I had left on the terrace table and shone it around the garden, but there was no one there. It was hard for someone to hide because the garden was basically just the pool and a few plants in the corners, bordered by a wooden fence. My friend talked about it for about 10 minutes that night and then never let me mention it again. I wanted to tell the neighbors what had happened, but they already had enough problems without
get her down
adding
from
another
there.
one.
She just looked at me weird,
Anyway,
and then ran
nothing
away.
similar has happened since then.
Extractor cloud. Oh boy. Just outside the
This
door
happened
looking
during a
at me, you
vacation
goof.
at my uncle's house in the countryside. I remember that as a child, I loved visiting it for the long horseback rides we took with him, my father, and my sister. The atmosphere was always very welcoming and the surroundings almost magical. Unlike the city, the skies there were so clear in every sense of the word.
Oh yeah.
The clouds could be seen in every texture and color. The snow-capped mountains in winter were a spectacle on the few clear days. Additionally, the scent of flowers, burning wood and grass filled the area with a deep sense of nature. As time went by, I was the only one who continued visiting frequently during the fall and winter. So, my trips tended to be a bit boring because despite loving to escape the city, I also wanted someone to talk to on the bus ride. And this is relevant to what I will tell because unfortunately, I have no other witnesses besides my own eyes.
Here we go.
It was in 2018, just a few minutes before reaching the last bus stop, from where you could see my uncle's farm in the distance under the mountains, that I witnessed an impossible meteorological phenomenon.
What did you see?
In the mountains, surrounded by weak cloud formations, there was one that, on the contrary, was a deep and dark gray,
Stop.
possibly loaded
Stop,
with
don't do
water
that.
that would later
That stuff up
fall
there, that's gonna
as a
fall on you.
downpour.
I
However,
know it's a
observing
desk,
it
and they're not gonna be
closely,
things that are really heavy,
I
but
noticed
still,
that
I
it
don't want
began
that
to
Rubik's
lift
Cube
a
falling on
large
you.
mass of
Or
water.
a bunch of those cards up there falling on you
Contrary to
either.
what one would see during rain, this time a lot of water started rising from the mountain. The
Wow.
cloud swelled as it absorbed everything beneath it. In the same time span, the rest of
That
the
cloud be
clouds began
sucking.
to fade away, moving away from this one that kept getting bigger and remained static. When I had to get off the bus, I lost sight of it for a few
Don't get
seconds.
stuff on that desk.
A
you
ridiculously short amount of time. However,
I know you can hear me.
when
I'm
I looked
muting.
again, this same
Well, you can hear
cloud
me just
seemed to
saying that.
move
You
with
wouldn't
the
even know if I
normalcy of any of
But
its
I do kind of
kind.
mute so you don't hear.
I don't know what happened
Sasha
to it
whining if
because
you
it
whine.
didn't rain that
You're
afternoon,
such a goofball.
and I never saw
Why don't you just
anything
rest for
like
a
it
minute?
again.
You're gonna tire yourself
When I
out
told my
with all this
uncle,
energy you
he
got.
burst
All
out
this Kit Kat
laughing
energy.
and said I
Look
was
at Look,
imagining
yes, you are.
nonsense.
Such a goofball. But you're such a rascal.
If you'd
Such a
like
rascal
early
little
access
cat.
to my YouTube videos, you can support me with just $5 on Patreon.
Here we go.
There, you'll
Moving on. Here we go. Garfield betrays you. Oh, he's getting him. That was my cat. It was my cat. Oh no. Damn, he gonna get beat up bad. Dreammaster Bobson, listen. I like the animation style. Music. Hell yeah! Oh, she got her ass slapped.
Asshole.
Asshole. Almost sounds like Territory. The song I use for Dark Room. Plus ain't having it. It's a cyborg. Oh shit, dog. Damn. Oh shit. Violence devastated. Oh shit. See much from him. And don't you know the main character of Godhead's name is Gene? Boy. Dodged, I saw that.
My turn.
Shit, didn't do anything to him. Oh, fuck. God, slap. Good shit. Thanks, Master Bob. Moving on. Life of an Intern is next. Strong sent this in. Here we go. Low budget stories.
Morning, Sheldon.
Morning, Wojak. You're early.
You're earlier.
I know. It's not a hassle. I love this internship.
Yeah, great. I see 2 coffees on your table. Did you bring one for me?
Oh, I'm sorry. This one is for Rick.
Is Rick already here?
No, but he will be anytime soon.
What an asshole.
Alright, I'm getting myself a coffee then. See you in a moment.
So yesterday I made 3 sales in a day. Quite amazing, right?
That's great, John. You can see who the senior is here.
3 sales in a day?
Long
Congratulations.
sleeve floral
I can
shirt.
only do 1
Why?
a day if I work really hard.
1 sale per day? 3 in 1 day is considered good here. Wow. I made 5 sales on a daily basis this month.
I think I'm going to use the AI technology more often. It really helped improving my copywriting.
What is AI?
It's artificial intelligence. You can ask it anything, and it will type out an answer.
That is literally the description of ChatGPT, not AI. Man, these professionals don't know anything yet. I'm the intern here.
Morning, Wojak. How are you?
Hi, Rick. Good morning.
Could you press the cappuccino button for me? I can use a good coffee.
Sure. Sheldon also already made you a coffee, by the way.
What a kiss ass. I can feel his desperation from here. Must be because he messed up really badly the other day.
Shit. What did he do?
I'm sorry to put you up with this, Wojak. I shouldn't be gossiping like this since I'm a manager.
No worries, I understand.
He lost a whole group of customers because he didn't inform them like I instructed him. He literally had to do the one thing I said and he didn't. How can you be so stupid? Anyway, I'm happy to have you on the team as well. If you do your tasks right, you might get a job here. Now let's get our asses to work.
He didn't pick up the coffee at all.
Morning, Sheldon. How are you? Morning, boss. I have a coffee for you. Exactly the way you like it. How long ago did you make that coffee? About 20 minutes ago. Then it's cold, right? You're right. I'm sorry. Shall I get you a new one? Don't worry. I have my own one already, as you can see. Alright, everybody. Time to start the day. Let's first look back on yesterday's results. Mike, how many sales did you make?
1, sir.
Alright. How about you, Paul?
None, sir.
Any special reasons for that?
No, sir.
Alright. Can happen. Better luck today. Sheldon, how many sales did you make? 2 sales, sir. Alright, Sheldon, good job. How about you, Wojak?
5 sales.
Oh shit.
That's amazing, Wojak. How did you do that? Did you pay the customers or something long?
I don't know. I just did what I learned at school and internet.
Amazing. You see, everybody? Now there is no more excuse to miss sales. Let's get to work now. I want to keep this energy.
I'll take over to house level because he's the better of them. Company name.
Wojak, I need some files to be printed out. Can you do that for me?
Sure.
Hey you. I haven't seen you before. How long have you been working here already?
Hey, for 2 months now.
Amazing. Nice to meet you. What is your role here?
I'm an intern at the sales department.
Oh, you're an intern. When does your internship end?
In 4 months.
Alright, so you're leaving soon. Nice talking to you. See you later.
Okay then.
Wojak, how is your report doing? Do you already have a proposal on how we can make more sales?
I do. After analyzing the current market gaps, I found that there is a lot to win by selling in the western region of the country. There is a need, but we do not market a lot over there.
Holy damn. How have I never thought of this? That is brilliant. But he's an intern. That's impossible. Not bad. I think you're overestimating the needs and market, but for an intern you're doing good. Could you send me your presentation, please, so I can evaluate it?
Sure thing.
And can you also bring me a coffee? You can make one for yourself as well.
Oh, he's gonna steal it. Oh, he's gonna change it. Gonna see that. Didn't see it. It's not beforehand. There's a slime ball strug. It's Mandark Evil.
After analyzing the current market gaps, I found that there is a lot we can win by selling in the western region of the country. There is a need, but we do not market a lot over there.
That's brilliant, Rick.
Definitely. We must give this a try immediately.
We are very proud of you, Rick.
Thank you, everybody.
That's the end one.
It was a lot of work to make this report.
I only have one question, Rick. How will you achieve this goal given the current government restrictions?
I see you have one more slide. Will that one answer our question?
Let's see the final slide.
Oh shit. Got him. Got him, dickhead. A horrible manager. You sent this in. Wife of Larry. Pretty terrified.
Oh, hi there.
Hi,
You
Seth
scared the crap out of
MacFarlane.
me. I'm Seth MacFarlane, Associate
Oh, you are,
Production Coordinating
scumbag.
Directorial Associate Managing Departmental Divisional Office Supervisor of the International Network Amalgamation Distributors Corporation Management Organizational Association of Men Who Like Pussy. I'm here to tell you about a fantabulous new series concept I've developed. It's
called
The Life
Family
of
Guy,
Larry,
but I'll
and
call it
centers
something else
around
because
the
it won't sell
madcap,
first, and then it
maniacal
will get canceled.
misadventures and general mishaps of a lovable but tactless lower middle class mokes by the name of Larry Cummings. With his ever-present supportive wife Lois.
Are we ready for
slightly
Proto
oversized
Family Guy,
son,
everybody?
Milf,
Is Proto Family
and his
Guy?
incisive, cynical dog.
He's gay. Oh yeah, he is.
Let's look at a scene. And hey, keep an eye out for the outrageous Star Trek parody.
Oh yeah, you will never do that again, Seth.
Captain's log, stardate 8169.7. The Enterprise has just completed a routine survey mission in the Gamma
For
Columbia
real?
star system. Mr. Sulu, ahead warp back to 6.
Captain, the sensors are picking up a
Oh, look,
planetary mass which
another
does not
gay.
appear on any of our star charts.
My God, a totally
traitor
new
is gay,
world,
too.
rife with fresh challenges for a bold, rash young whippersnapper like myself. Mr. Sulu, ahead warp 9.
What do you think they eat?
Oh, yes, I don't know. It's some kind of like space jerky or something, I guess.
Yeah, because they're obviously, well, I mean, Shatner.
Also, they had a more toned-in version for this for what a cartoon as well. By the way,
Yeah,
this
I
is
think what happens
thesis
is he
one.
eats his food, and then whatever Spock can't finish, he eats that too.
Oh, right. Where did you
Witty.
do that?
Episode 65.
Oh. Fucking fat ass is what he is. Captain, I am picking up an unidentified life form off the port bow, possibly a new
Beavis
species.
have sure gone downhill.
Well, we don't really have time to investigate. Blow it up. We'll examine the pieces later.
So we are approaching the planet.
Very well. We're beaming down. It could be dangerous. We may be killed. But that's why we're out here. The landing party will consist of myself.
So don't forget the
Spock,
fact that he
Dr.
does have
McCoy,
his own
and
sister
Ensign
voice a
Skippy.
character. Meg is his
Honey, is
literal
Milk
sister.
back yet?
She
No,
is a
he's
voice
not,
actress
and
for
I'm
other
starting to
things too. I believe it's
starting
Meg.
to get a little worried.
I think Meg and Haley
I
from
hate it when he
American
does
Dad
this,
are
you
voiced
know?
by
I
his
mean, is
sister.
it too much for a kid to just call his parents if he's going to be out
She's a
late?
voice
You know,
actor in
I
other
mean,
stuff too, but
especially in a
that's
city like
basically
this.
what she's
It ain't
best known for,
safe,
besides
you know?
Eris from,
Lois,
like,
I mean, even
Billy
in this
Mandy.
apartment. I mean, some nut in his underpants could just walk in off the street, bang on the door, and demand God knows what.
You guys have any Cheez-Its?
Honey, I think we should move.
Fine, let's have this conversation for the 10 millionth time, Larry. Move where?
I don't know. I get someplace nice and quiet and crime-free and better for our son, you know? Like London.
Oh, you don't think there's crime in London? You don't think they have drive-by shootings there, too?
No, you kidding? No, but worst London's probably got is like, drive-by arguments.
Drive-by stabbings, Larry, actually.
I say, Jeremy, isn't
Oh,
that
look!
little beast stiff
Look,
worth the young
another thing that was eventually turned into a fucking Family Guy sketch.
upstart chap who's been
Wow,
touting
Seth,
the
you have
merits of
nothing.
the United European Commonwealth?
You have no
Yes,
material,
I dare
huh?
say that's the fellow.
Oh, let's get him.
Oh, Reginald, I disagree.
Literally a Family Guy sketch.
Well, as you can see... Thank you, Wang. Thank you very much. There you go. Wang just got
Wonder
here.
if Seth ever acknowledged the fact that if it wasn't
Well,
for
anyway,
like
in the
Adult
pilot
Swim,
episode,
his
Larry
series would be
decides that
dead.
the problem is, the source of his anxiety
As it
is
would have
that
been.
he and his son don't really
got canceled several times.
And let's face it, Larry's
it got
a pretty
canceled
embarrassing
outright
guy,
after
you know?
the first season by Fox.
Let's take, for example, the time the family went to see Philadelphia.
Don't get me wrong, that's the same for Futurama too, but Futurama had more content to it. Family Guy just kept coasting on people just watching it because it's like late night culture kind of shit. You know what I mean by that?
I got it. That's the guy from Big. Tom Hanks, that's his name. Oh, funny guy, Tom Hanks. Let me tell you, I've seen him in other
Is this
stuff.
sketch in Family Guy
anything
too?
that comes out of that guy's mouth, you know it's going to be a stitch.
I have AIDS.
Now that is funny. Listen, hey.
Like watching
bring
someone's
that guy
rough
to a party in my
it's literally the rough draft before you actually make it into something proper. It's it's like
house and have him say
baffling
that,
to
huh?
me.
Oh, God.
Then there was the time Larry got a spot on Jeopardy. Alex, I'll take nuttiness for 1,000.
Yeah, I bet you would get
For $800. This chemical dye is found in 95% of all cosmetic products.
Diarrhea. What? Oh, sorry. What is diarrhea?
Also a Family Guy sketch.
Oh, thank you, Wang. Thank you very much.
What
Would you
fantasy
like
is
some
this of
cheesecake?
yours, by the way, that's going on here?
No? Well, I would.
I'm sensing something.
Wang, it's delicious. Well, anyway, Larry decides that what he and his son really need... Wang, for the love of Christ. You're in America now.
There are some
Use
good
a
ones
napkin.
for the earlier seasons, Ramen. I don't disagree with that. Earlier Family Guy definitely has its moments, but then it just, devolves because that just, hey, remember
Larry
that
decides
time?
that what he and his son
Hey,
really
you
need
guys remember that
is a
time when?
fun-filled day of pre-planned father-son activities.
All right, men. Ensign Skippy's untimely and unfortunate death at the hands of those giant man-eating squirrel people has led me to believe that the aliens on this planet are hostile. Therefore, we must be sure to project an image of authority at all times. We can't appear the least bit weak, so you know what to do.
I still find it funny that
Hey, how about that?
crossover
So
eventually
there's
happened
another
when
state
Seth said
that's
he would
gonna,
never do
abolish
that
the death
unless he had
penalty.
the thing of, like,
Oh, is that
Marge
right?
getting, like,
Yeah, instead they
molested
make you
by
share a
Peter
popsicle
because the
with
fact
Tom
of,
Waits.
the Simpsons
What
taking
state
one
is that?
joke from
Oh,
him.
no, I got
and he
the
really mad
toothpaste
about
on the
that.
article. Looks like Oklachusetts.
Ah, yes, where the wind comes sweeping down the pike.
Yeah, oh boy,
It's not
I
a
tell you,
joke either.
Lois,
He
Milton
said
and I are
that,
gonna
but
have
they
a
didn't
ball
pass with
tomorrow. I
Fox,
got
so
all
he
kinds
didn't
of
wanna do
fun
that.
stuff planned for the two of us to
Obviously.
do. Gotta just see the father-son stuff, you know?
Oh, that's wonderful, Larry.
Yeah. Well, good night, honey.
Good night, dear.
You know, I was just thinking about just how lucky we are to have a kid. You know, I mean, it's just take it for granted, but it's a miracle when you think about it, isn't it? You know, this whole birth thing, right? I mean, you know, what happens? I unload a whole batch of these little reproductive apostrophes into your
Apostrophes?
a miracle bucket. And
Miracle
then,
bucket.
And then 9 months later, milk comes out. You know, I mean, it's just for me, it's got the same kind of awe-inspiring mystique as like.
I'm not kidding about
Twinkie
that
Dinks.
thing I just said,
For
by
God's
the way.
sakes,
That's
people are
something
trying
he
to
literally
sleep around
wanted
here.
done. But the network obviously said, no, we're not doing that
A
stuff.
fishing trip's a great bonding experience.
You know,
It's supposed to be
swear God, we
Chris.
forgot something.
And there's nothing like Sunday Mass to bring a family together.
Religion, son. It's through religion that we'll come to know each other better.
And so the Lord God smoked poor Job with disgusting boils from head to toe.
Oh, God, I hate it when he tells this story.
And yet, throughout the entire
God
harrowing
literally telling
ordeal,
that.
Job was able to keep his dignity, despite the horrible mottlings infesting his physical body.
Oh, yeah, it's like those pictures you see of the starving kids in Africa with the flies all over their face. Doesn't even faze them.
Ow.
Sorry. Oh, hey, you think I could have one of those crackers?
Sure. It may offend a few folks, but I can afford it. Well, Larry's an
Can
anomaly,
you,
to
Seth?
say the very least. I mean, what else can you say about a guy who didn't fart for the first time until he was 30?
What the hell was that?
Pretty sure that's
Well,
also a Family Guy
naturally,
reference,
in the
too.
life of Larry, there's always a happy ending. After all, this is America. Well, thank you for joining me, folks, and I hope you'll be tuning into the life of Larry each week, because I sure will. I'm Seth MacFarlane.
Well, you're right,
Thanks for
the
joining
damn
me.
thing. I would
Good
hope
night.
you would.
let me give you...
Oh, that's Jay Leno.
Ice chill.
Strong.
He's been hanging around. We don't got none. Hey, man.
I'm not chill toward him, man. If I find a shovel, that guy's dead.
Yeah, we'll find you something, little dude.
Little dude. Yippee!
Yeah, I know. I said we'll find you something. Poogie, give him the painting.
It's my painting. It's my painting. He can't have it.
Or he wants it.
Stupid idiot bug. What can I... Stop! Stop! Take pills, man. They're worthless.
The pills, man. They're worthless. Uh-oh.
Right, he's got the
He's
pills.
tripping.
Please leave.
He needs them.
I need to get through, friend. Can I? Do you need? Here.
Wiling out.
You can take that. I'll get through. We'll all be happy. Don't fight me, gang! What is wrong with you, man? Oh God! Why you doing this, bro? Nah, bro.
Reality. Bee. Alright, Ramen sent this in from Newgrounds. Rat Baskets. Jay's Day. I think I remember this.
Morning, dude.
Jay, you fucking asshole, you were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Oh, come on, man.
Shut the fuck up, Wade. Look, you've had us waiting for so long that we're starving now, so you're gonna have to pick up some Burger Barn on the way over here.
Oh,
all
wait,
right?
he's getting Burger Barn?
Just tell them you want the Rodney.
Wait, now, if you get confused by that, tell them you're ordering full
They
Rodney.
should ask for
And
no
you want
salt,
the
so they have
usual.
to make the fries fresh.
If they don't remember what that
but then
is,
you
it's a
can
number
actually get the salt packets too on the side. And a diet soda, but make sure there's no ice.
Wade, he's not gonna fucking remember that.
It's simple. Just ask for no salt, but then get salt anyway. I don't see what the problem is.
You are the problem. Anyways, Jay, you got all that?
Jay, you there?
Sleepy and stoned.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See you in a bit. Don't fuck it up.
Whoa. Cloud.
Jay, snap out of it. Your friends are counting on you to bring them their food. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Right. Thanks, Sky Hamburger.
Don't mention it, Jay.
What they want again? Pizza?
Are you serious?
Literally a burger. Are you serious? Who got some indica in the bloodstream? Oh my god. A realistic forest now. High listening cabin. I saw them. I just saw those guys, Roman. I saw them. But I wouldn't notice. Saw 'em.
Hey there, Jay. Now you tell your peepaw old Billy Boy's been thinking about him.
Will do, Mr. Bluxton. Oh, hey.
You go inside instead of go to the drive-thru. What are you doing?
Did you, order?
It's also high.
No.
Okay, do you know what you want?
Yeah.
God.
Whenever you're ready.
I want 4 burgers. I'm Rodney. Tell him I'm Rodney like usual in case they're
What the
confused.
hell?
And I want the fried fish and a sundae.
Oh, could you double that for me? And do ask for a lot of salt. I want the fresh salt.
She's thinking British.
And some ice, please.
Wait, how'd I get here? I wasn't here. Can I get a number of burgers? Like 4 Sky hamburgers?
Stream Master Bob,
I'm
good to see
friends
you.
with Rodney. He's just like usual though. And he wants fried fresh and a sundae and some salt too. And I forget.
It was a great try, Jay.
Yeah, mate. Remembering stuff is well hard, but we still
Odd.
love you.
Cool. That'll be 1923.
Oh yeah,
$20.
right. I don't have any money.
Boy.
Your mom said you will help me bring those computers down the basement. Here, something for each of you.
The brain's working.
I've got an idea. Everybody just wait right here. This'll only take a second. Yo, Mr. C.
Oh, he
It's
just
not
loved them.
bad, but it's not for me. But I will say, I'm glad I tried.
Right on, man. Like I always say, can't beat a good burger.
Now that is where you're right, Jay.
Gonna call him. Where's our fucking food?
Shit, dude. I forgot. I was supposed to go to the house.
Oh, well, I'm already going that way anyway. I'll give you a ride. It's no trouble.
Oh man, thanks, Mr. C.
He'd be
You
so
always
pissed he
come
forgot the
through.
food.
Later, dude.
Goes back home with an ass.
Ugh. Another day, another... I forget the rest.
Just go over to his house and beat the What an asshole. Thank you for that, Robin. Good shit. It's queso. Strong something this in. Ah!
Catch something!
He's going down.
Don't you dare
He's going
reset
down,
all the way to the
boys.
bottom, don't you dare.
Ain't gonna get the bottom, we gonna go down. Oh, nope. Oh. You made it. Not the full bottom.
Oh my god. Okay, can we pause here for a sec? Can we pause here for a sec? What the fuck?
Oh, do I hear Pippa Pipkin?
Stop. Okay, chill. Just stay on. Okay, okay, wait. We're gonna keep bouncing. Everyone stay on the bouncer. Everyone stay on the bouncer. We'll just stay on the bouncer. Stay on the bouncer.
Okay, which way are we going? Are we going
see
on the
forward?
rocks?
It's just that rock. It's just that non-moving rock. You see the non-moving
They're
rock?
not gonna make it.
Okay, this one.
They're gonna get
No,
fucked
the
up.
non-moving one. Okay, after this one. Just after this one. This one.
Whoop.
Okay.
Chill.
Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. We're
That
just
was not the
we
hard
did it.
part, guys. That was not the hard part.
Is that a fucking owl there from... Is that the owl from Tales of Nim? What was that thing in his corner there? Oh, maybe in the future. maybe we might. God. Before he could be with us too, and then you know, all the chaos will happen. Whoops.
Attendez. 3, 2,
Toi, all this you speaking French.
Ah bon?
T'es au-dessus, toi.
Oh shit.
Wait, who's driving the bus?
You
Oh,
have like
God.
2 wheels off the head.
That almost the guy almost looks like Russian Badger, but I know it's not.
No, please, no.
Getting over it together, yeah.
Land left. I'm going left, man. It's taking us
shit.
right.
Oh shit.
No.
Oh no, this is going down. No.
Oh no.
Yep.
No,
Woo, all the way to the bottom.
Oh.
Зб'єш просто як Алло, якщо.
Блін.
Ну капець. Ну ти здарю коментується.
Коментуйте.
Nope,
there they go. Nope, nope, your friends are gonna drag you down to the pit. All the way to the bottom. Boy.
Kāpēc man ir jācieš no tā?
Tāpēc, ka tu esi
tev jācieš. Pēc vienkārši. Nu, bet Zaya balva.
Queso was all by himself and he still failed.
1, 2, 3.
And dead. Yep, You're all falling off. Pull yourselves up. Nope. Back to the bottom you go. All the way to the top, but you fall for rock and roll.
I'm sorry, God. Please.
Oh God. Oh no. You're so dead.
What are you fighting?
Oh, so dead. So dead. You're falling. Yep, you're falling. Oop, whoop, nope, made it. But, oh.
Oh man,
No,
what
this
is
Queso
this,
again.
dude?
You're more resilient than I anticipated.
Thank you.
But don't harbor any illusions.
Don't harbor any illusions. He's gonna get hit. He's going. You know he's falling off. There it is. There it is. Oh, he's down. He's going all the way back down, aren't you? All the way back down there.
Pay him up, man!
You got it? No.
No.
No. Olha, chupei uma filha da puta dos tomates. Chupem-me os tomates, mano.
Tomates. I mean, accent.
Opa, não consigo, não me acredito.
I don't know what accent that is, but it's funny. This is the Russian guy again. I'm pretty sure he's Russian.
Okay, AM, tagad AM, tur iespējas.
To the bottom, to the bottom, to the bottom.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Jump.
Oh
shit,
there
there
you
go.
absolute.
You absolute.
You jumped too far.
You jumped too far, mate.
You have no fucking ear.
Wow.
3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3.
Non.
Non. Non.
C'est bon, c'est moi aussi, je suis sur la plateforme, je suis sur. Non.
But
Mais
more
j'étais
Frenchies.
dessus, les gars, non, vous abusez.
C'est eux qui abusent, gros. C'est des fils de pute.
He's so mad. He didn't go all the way down.
Mira para donde me paso el ventilador, observa.
Are these Brazilians?
Conduzco yo, escuchadme, conduzco yo. Soltad.
I don't know what the language is. He's not having fun. He's crying. He's laughing and crying at the same time. He's frustrated. He still finds it funny because the friends react. I get that. I understand that all too well. You know, when I have older cousins growing up, and every time like someone would get mad at each other,
Descendez,
that
descendez de la
was funny to me.
voiture. Atterrissez sur les trucs, atterrissez sur les trucs. Bismillah. Sautez direct, l'échelle.
Ah,
Allez, allez, bisous, allez.
Go FIFA? Oui, go FIFA.
Oui, allez.
Bah, honnêtement, il nous reste que.
Allez, allons nous baigner.
Allons nous baigner. Oh, no, why did you do that? Why would you do that? The water's not real. What were you thinking?
No.
Or are they in a different hell? Oh, they're in Japanese hell. They're in Asian hell. Look at that Asian hell.
Boom. Boom! No! Yo! Yo!
Yo!
Not good! Not good!
This guy almost sounds like Perry.
Okay. We just wait. Fucking Christ.
Moi je pense qu'il tombe
Dude,
dans
I'd be
25
so
minutes.
pissed.
Oh putain.
Mais c'est moins de 5 secondes.
More French talking. No.
We're setting it. Oh no.
No.
Fuck. No.
I I just want to die.
No, why are you still trying to go up the edge? Why would you do that?
If we do this, but
Why would you do that to yourself?
it's okay.
Did you just jump off?
It's alright.
This means sleep time then.
Ay, chucha, espérense, me caí.
I don't know what language she's speaking.
Arlene Saldaña.
Arlene
Saldaña.
Russian, probably?
I just know that Slayer wants to send this to the room.
I do.
I know.
Same, but I can't.
She's the bread. She's her bread
Yeah,
in PNG too, right there. The
Oh,
cat,
no,
the bear.
no.
No.
That was my fault. Oh my god.
I think it's her birthday when they're playing the game too, that's funny.
Racetracks and everything.
Way to spend your birthday.
Fick dich, du hast mich kein Stück gecarried. Ich glaube, es wird knapp.
Nico.
He's wheezing.
Was tust du? Ich möchte das nicht mehr mit dir spielen. Ich hasse dich einfach so abgrundtief.
That's right, Robin. I saw him. I seen it. You posted it right in general.
So, how about the debate the other night ago, huh, Joey and Donnie?
Oh gosh, here we go.
Shut up, Towers. I had a cold and was very sick that night. It just was a bad night overall.
Ha ha! You must have had the shortest cold in the history of mankind then.
I'm an old man. What do you expect, fatty?
We're all almost the same age, so I see where Joey is coming from.
Don't count me in on that. I'm like 15 years younger than you senior citizens.
I may be old,
look old.
but at least I don't have the brain of a newborn like Joseph.
I don't. Prove it to me.
I'll be more than happy to prove it to you. Roll the clips.
So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of information. As far as Russia, if we have a real
And Secretary Cardona and Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Fairby.
Memes.
You know, thank you for joining us as well.
Just for the ice cream
Hey, stop
truck.
laughing at
For
me.
families
Seriously,
across
Joey?
the country.
What an
You know,
idiot.
Oh, come on. Those are edits and memes, not fair.
The amount of funny and random things people come up with are crazy.
Which is why in this video we're going to react to memes from X, obviously Twitter, on the debate.
So we get to laugh at Donnie for an entire video. Ha ha! Let's go!
You cretin, most of the debate memes were on you. So it's the exact opposite.
I hate to say it, but Donnie is right.
We'll all just have to wait and see as we react to the memes. But we're not only going to include the debate, but whatever else we found on Twitter about us, we're going to react to.
So if you enjoy the video, drop a like and make sure you
Hell yeah.
subscribe for more videos like this.
And speaking of more videos like this, if you want us to do our own debate, comment down funny things you want us to debate over, and we'll include your comment in that video.
It's not going to be a debate that's taken
He's wearing
seriously, so
fucking
please keep that in
PewDiePie.
mind.
Joe,
And same with this video, none
Joe
of this
Biden's
is to be
wearing
taken
PewDiePie
seriously
fucking
since it's all
headphones.
satire, so throw out reality for a second while watching this video.
Now, can we
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about Joseph literally pooping his pants on live television on that debate stage?
Because it's
Did,
too much money.
yep.
It's tremendous. And
Literally.
we saved our steel industries
That
because it's
kind
too
of way.
much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries.
I can explain.
What in tarnation, Joey?
Oh, come on, Joe. You couldn't just wait to poop on commercial break?
Ah, that's disgusting.
Holy crap, Joey. To think that that wasn't the first time you crapped yourself on stage is insane.
Oh, now we're just going to lie and make up rumors about me?
It's no rumor, Joey. It's what you actually did.
Yeah, explain these two clips then, Joseph.
I saw in him then the same character that I see in him today.
Oh my God, he
And
is!
even though he has
He's
faced
incontinent.
unimaginable tragedies,
And so is his diaper right now.
optimism is undaunted. His strength is unshakable. His
Holy
hope
shit.
is undeterred.
Hello. There we go.
Why did you randomly squat, Joey?
Yeah, what was that?
Wow.
How did no one notice?
Shut
Wow.
up! Stop assuming I just poop everywhere I go.
Clearly you do. Wherever is convenient for you, Joseph. This next clip is leaked footage of Joe taking a dump.
That is not me. Until I get real concrete evidence that you see poop dripping down my leg. It's all fake news.
Oh, shut up. You can't just take my line.
Speaking of lines, what the hell were you even trying to say right here, Joey?
Move until we get the total ban on the total initiative.
Oh, God,
relative
yeah.
to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
Trump looks legitimately concerned with what he was saying. Like, what the
end of that sentence.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot about that.
Donnie, you were a savage for saying that.
Oh, cut me some slack. I was just really nervous that night.
Shut up, loser. Stop making excuses.
You're the sucker and you're the loser.
Oh, yeah, you also called him that on live TV, too.
And he told me, said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
He never said that, though.
Trump Dump is a chump, a loser, and a sucker.
Zip it, Joseph. You're the one that will always talk the talk, but never walk the walk.
True. You're right. He can barely walk to begin with.
Why is it that on a presidential debate, an important debate for the American people, both you and Donald mentioned playing golf?
That was all Donnie. He started it.
Look, when golf is involved, it's a very serious manner because I don't fuck around when it comes down to golfing.
Yeah, we can tell because the time dedicated to childcare was only 22 seconds compared to golf, which was 56 seconds. Kind of crazy to me.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that that's all Donnie's fault. I apologize on his behalf.
That's fake news and disrespectful for you to do anything on my behalf.
This video doesn't lie, Donnie.
I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's
he can.
He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
You swing?
President Trump, we're going to... Let's not act like children.
Not act like children. He's the one that actually
Are y'all niggas for real
more aware
arguing
of it
about golf
than
during
Biden
a
is.
serious time in American history?
Yeah? So?
Unfortunately, yes. Yes, we did.
That's just insane to me.
You know, in another life, I would have really liked playing golf with you, Joe, but you just have to mess everything up as you always do.
How about we shoot some hoops instead? I'll break your ankles and smoke you in basketball since I have the skills like LeBron James.
This nigga is capping out of his mind.
I have to see it to believe
You
it.
say you'll be breaking ankles, Joseph? More like you'll be breaking your own ankles, you skeleton!
Hey!
Now let's look at the next clip with Joseph and Jill.
Pretty much, Master Bob.
Such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all
That's insane to me. That's so much elder abuse. Look at his face. His skull's about to pop out.
What did Trump do?
No, he didn't.
I did not lie. If anyone's a liar, it's your wife. Just look at her. She looks like Emperor Palpatine.
The fuck did you just call my wife, you bitch?
A liar and a Sith Lord.
Don't you dare talk about my wife like that.
Or else what? You think I'm scared of you?
Guys, just quit it. This is all just jokes and memes.
Let them argue, George. It's free entertainment.
I have the most wonderful and beautiful wife in the world because Jill is a world-size flawiwa.
Huh?
Dolph sandwich.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Cream hamburger.
What?
Looks like someone forgot their latest firmware update. Do you need a minute to reboot, old man?
Shut the hell up before I defumaluscadoodle. Cageslivin Kunicorn.
What? Is bro really malfunctioning?
This wouldn't be the first time he malfunctioned. Look at this clip.
Eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look.
Brain dead.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Oh, come on, man. Why is every clip about me messing up? Where are the ones where this fat ass messed up? Stupid Donnie.
Didn't mess up.
You're
what?
Same.
You can't find any clips of me being an illiterate moron because I'm not a malfunctioning robot like Joseph.
A malfunctioning robot who likes caressing random strangers, especially of the darker tone.
Here we go. he does this. Like, what the hell?
Doing
Thanks,
to my
George
nigga
Washington.
Joey?
You're a freak.
You're so gross, Joey.
I can explain.
You can't
He
explain
did that,
anything.
yeah.
You did what you did, and you're a weirdo for doing that.
I just liked his smooth skin. I'm trying to get a better skincare routine going on, so I asked him what lotion and moisturizers he uses.
Bullshit! You were caressing him like you wanted to suck his dick.
Whoa! Now that's gay.
I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
All right. I guess this video is more or less turning into roasting Joey, which is fair, but let's go back to the debate.
Oh, that debate from last week. Haha. That was really something else.
You watched it too, George?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, do you mean me or George?
Oh,
I
God.
think it was you, George.
Oh, is that a glitch in the Matrix?
Bro, just let me speak. Yes, Abe and I watched the debate, and I don't think Joey blinked once during the entire
Jefferson,
debate.
he's more your
His
home
mouth
dog.
was stuck open half the time, like, can a doctor explain what's going on?
Joseph was most likely constipated the entire time.
Crap! How did you know? I tried pushing out the same poop during the entirety of the
Gross.
debate, and it didn't come out.
Shut up, Joey. We didn't need to know that.
Other George was right. Just look at this clip of Joey straight up not blinking.
Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5. An attack on one is attack on all, and required response. The idea, I can't think of a single major...
Were you high on drugs or something, Joe? The faces you made during the entirety of the debate was the face when you get so high, you start getting scared.
Wow. Even the first president of the United States is a presumptuous bitch.
What the hell did you just call me, bro?
He's not being presumptuous, Joe. You were definitely high out of your mind on something that night.
Yeah, Joey, no normal person just doesn't blink for 30 seconds straight. Everyone watching this video right now has blinked over 100 times in the past 7 minutes.
Not only that, but bro looked like he was on 1 HP the entire time, too.
I'm convinced Joey is actually a skinwalker. I think you may be right, Donnie.
And I'm convinced that you did 9/11.
Holy crap, Joe, you didn't have to go there.
Joey, just don't even go there.
Now that's inappropriate.
Says the one who nicknamed me Towers and calls me that every single day since our very first video.
Oh, hey, what's up, Towers? Shut up! What's up, Abe? Good timing you joined because we're clowning on Joe's performance from the debate.
Oh, the debate? I laughed so hard watching it that I shit myself.
See? I'm not the only person who poops himself.
Shut up. Abraham's pooping is justified, unlike yours.
Stop meat riding, Abe. You're legit a convicted felon with the morals of an alley cat.
Didn't Joey tweet that out too?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't believe my eyes that that was a tweet from the president's Twitter account.
Not only that, but did you see that bro also called out Donnie on Twitter saying he was a sucker and a loser?
Oh, yes, I saw that tweet and retweeted it too. It's quite unbelievable how America went to utter shit after our presidencies, huh, Abe?
I know, right? Just imagine if we ran in today's century.
Hell nah, that would be terrible.
It's pretty crazy to think that we literally do have a convicted felon running for president, a.k.a. you, Donnie.
You're starting to sound like Joseph. He literally called me a convicted felon on live TV.
Also, let's talk about the fact Abraham Lincoln has a cult behind him now, and he was probably America's first dictator, but we'll talk about that.
Felon is the man I'm looking at right now. Was I wrong, though?
Cut bro some slack. You should be a convicted felon, too, with what you've done for this country. And behind the scenes, sniffing your nose away on places and people your nose shouldn't be in or on.
When I went into the future, I saw that he does become one. It's a matter of time before it happens.
Damn it. I have to find someone and somewhere else to sniff.
You only dig yourself in a deeper hole with all your lies, Joey.
And name one thing that I lied about. I bet you won't find a single lie.
You said that the Border Patrol endorsed you, but they literally tweeted out saying they don't endorse you.
By the way, the Border Patrol endorsed me. Endorsed my position.
Now, how do you explain that, Joey?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro literally got clowned on by the official Twitter account of the Border Patrol.
That's definitely a first right there. And out of all people, it would be Joe.
Joey, why don't you go and take a cognitive test like how Donnie did?
I don't need one, George. Do you think I'm dumb or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone thinks you're
okay.
Now watch this clip. Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them. Both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. We knock on wood wherever we may have wood. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm...
Thank you.
Okay.
President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway.
So you think he's 6'5" then,
I can hit a ball over 50 yards, you liar.
No, you can't. I've literally seen your swing, Joseph, and every time you've swung your club, you break a bone.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that happen, too.
Yeah, I tried playing air hockey with him this one time, and he broke his wrist off of the first serve.
Who breaks their wrist playing air hockey?
Joseph's cognitive skills are as weak as his bones. We all know the reason why you don't take a cognitive test is because you're as dumb as a shoe rack.
No, that's being a little too nice. He's as dumb as a sack of potatoes.
Shut the hell up. My dad had an expression he used to tell me when I was a little Biden. He said, Champ, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how quickly you get up.
I know, like millions of Americans know. When you get knocked down, you get back up.
Oh, that was cringe.
Yeah, no
Why
job.
did you
That was
even
really
tweet that?
cringe.
Not one single person on planet Earth felt motivated by that tweet.
Not even a toddler.
Ooh, that's hard.
If my dad was still here, he would put you all in your place, and that's a fact.
Well, he isn't. But if he did that to me, I would put him back in his place, which is the graveyard, and that's a fact.
Jeez, bro got cooked.
Damn, that burns.
Ouch.
Bruh moment.
Chat, am I
Bruh
cooked?
moment.
Yeah,
Chad,
you
am
are
I
cooked,
cooked?
Joseph. And just so we don't overcook you, since we need you for the next video, that's going to wrap up us reacting to the debate.
Wait, what? I just got here.
I wish they did debates back in our day, Abe. I would have loved to debate with Benjamin Franklin or even John Adams.
The next video we're going to do is our own debate. So leave down in the comments any funny thing you want us to debate about.
And don't make fun of me.
Don't make fun of me.
It's time for member shout-outs. Shout out to Countess of the Dark, Joshua O'Malley, Croyce, Gabe Dudas 2, Kyle Warwick Matthew, Jaden McCaw, The Homelander, Adrian Keene, Basilisk,
Also,
Cosmic
the Founding
Ferret,
Fathers did debate
President's
each other all the
Discord
time. They
fan,
just didn't
Leighton
always do it
Hatch, Joshua
publicly.
Jackson, Donald the
Mostly-
Big Mac
mostly
Crusader,
because they
Brown
didn't need
Sugar,
it, like,
Regular
most of them
Degular,
didn't run for
Jolteon,
president, besides Thomas
1864,
Jefferson
Arrepentidos
and
I
John
Convertidos,
And, you know,
Alistair the
obviously George
Radio
Washington,
Demon,
first
Alex
president people
Bradbury,
elected.
Iceman
Never wanted him to be
42,
king. He's
Alex
like,
Avon,
why would I be
Lisa
king of
Baker, Wes
everybody? That's not
Calloway,
what we did
Randy
this
Shannon,
for.
Gil the
That's
Metalhead, and
stupid.
Jeff Keys for being our wonderful channel members.
More shout-outs to Arnold Torres, Matthew Williams, Money Dynamic
not
Matanya,
making
Tech
an American
Destroyer,
empire.
Latura Coleman, Jacob Randall, Ray the Awesome Dude, Andrew Jones, Blake DeWombat, Donald Trump, Alpha Diamond, Albert Muhir, Nostalgia Network, Bear Dozer, Will Zoller, The Roman Empire, Makoto 13T06, and your average Dragon Ball Z fan for becoming our dope channel members.
Even more shout-outs to Camden, Maximilian Plays, Zarka, Hunter Thompson, The Mo Mechanic,
Hunter
Darth
Thompson.
Vader versus Luke Skywalker, Skox, Quickscope Cooper, Animations Guy, Winter SRF, Brandon Ayala, Amper Sandler, Omnilude, Dominic Comas, and Dragon Ball D for becoming our great channel members.
And finally, huge shout-outs to V Ricochet, Mevans 2001, Fabian Moans, Jordan Arness, The Gilder 7111, Media Fan 50, and Spectre for being our fantastic channel members. Have a great day, and may Jesus Christ be with you. God bless you.
I'm still waiting for my acceptance letter to Hogwarts.
Wow. Did it skip that voice? Let's go back.
I'm still waiting for my acceptance letter to Hogwarts. I don't care that I'm 30 years old and addicted to blue raspberry vapes. I'm getting into Hogwarts. Even if it means taking a bunch of psychedelics until I see Hagrid in the corner of my room and he takes me away. Hogwarts, here I come.
Representing the pink team, Lauren the Animal Fogel.
We're not watching this yet. Sorry about that. We'll get to that. True Master Bob sent this and we're watching this.
A few weeks ago, I hosted a live stream where I designed a group of sapient aliens that evolved on a gas giant. In the end, we wound up with the Eyes, a group of floating squid monsters with transparent skin and the ability to shoot lightning bolts from their fingertips. So let's talk about that. Our story begins on the lowly planet of Chus, a large gas planet a bit bigger than Jupiter that orbits a red hypergiant star in the outskirts of the Milky Way galaxy. You can think of this planet's atmosphere as being made up of a number of different regions. The outermost region had a thin atmosphere, similar to what we find here on Earth, while the next section down was much denser, allowing for certain creatures to more easily float, or even swim, through the air, despite the fact that the terrain was still entirely gaseous. That was in contrast to the next deepest region, however, which slowly became more and more liquid-like thanks to the mounting gravitational pressure of the planet's mass. From here, the deeper you went, the darker and denser your surroundings became, until you eventually reached the core. Unlike Earth, whose life is nearly exclusive to its thin layer of outer crust, Chus's atmosphere was teeming with life all the way through, from strange bird-like creatures weaving between the highest clouds to astronomical leviathans hardy enough to walk across the planet's core. This absurdly high degree of biomass and the density of the surrounding atmosphere allowed for some of the largest creatures in the known universe, such as the Oddning Evil, a colossal ambush predator that filled a similar niche as Earth sharks. But unlike a shark, from snout to tail they measured an average of 2 kilometers. While not the largest, the Oddning Evil was certainly larger than most other lifeforms on the planet. But even an average-sized creature on Chus was considered to be absolutely massive when compared to most other worlds, such as the aforementioned Eyes, a creature that, in its home environment, was entirely unnoteworthy for its size, despite the fact that it was nearly twice as long as a blue whale.
Holy
like many
shit.
other Chusian creatures, the Eyes had a transparent
That's right,
body
space
that allowed
squids.
for a clear view of its internal organs, including its singular eye, which took the form of a cylindrical tube that wrapped around the brain and allowed for 360-degree vision in all directions. They also had a set of retractable exterior jaws adapted to crush the shells of their natural prey. These jaws were accompanied by dexterous tentacles that could sort through the resulting carnage and return anything that was soft enough to digest into their open stomach. But while their anatomy was fairly typical for their planet, their intellect was anything but. From very early on in their history, the Ages were able to craft sophisticated tools and even formed a number of distinct cultures. The most successful of these cultures, at least at first, were the pastoralists. They lived in the uppermost region of Chus's liquid atmosphere. This was home to the floating rainforest that punctuated much of the planet's terrain. These quote-unquote rainforests were essentially voids of floating plant matter that clumped together into interconnected groves, many of which were continental in size. From there, countless creatures slowly adapted for life in their canopies, such as the pastoralists, who went further than most other animals in strategically allowing the algae and other plant life to grow across their entire body, resulting in a sort of pelt of protective fur. As they grew more skilled in their abilities, these pelts became the home of a mini biosphere, perfectly engineered with the Aisha's best interest in mind. From a gallery of barnacle-like creatures that were grown as a sort of plated armor to a species of eusocial bug that was allowed to build hives on their skin so long as they looked after the algae beds and kept them from growing unwieldy. Okay. Another common creature in these biospheres was the Nunan, a slug-like life form that fed off the countless parasites trying to subsist off the Aisha's blood. But among these more bizarre examples of livestock in pastoralist society, there were others that were more recognizable to us on Earth. Such as the Glarba, a creature that currently fills a similar role as Earth cows, but started off as the shell prey items that the Aishas originally evolved to hunt. Over time, the pastoralists began to herd and breed them, making their shells thinner and easier to crack, until they eventually faded away into nothing at all. In all, thanks to the excess of resources allowed by their plentiful environment and their early foray into agriculture, the pastoralists were able to multiply faster than any other race of Aisha on the planet. But the discovery that truly gave them a lead over the other groups was their revelation of germ theory. For nearly all of their history, the pastoralists, and indeed all Aishas, were extremely proficient in surgery, thanks to their transparent skin, which gave them a clear, unimpeded view of every organ. However, the pastoralists were the first to discover pathogens and viruses, and by extension, the first to develop cures and vaccines against them. These inventions resulted in greater life expectancies and stronger communities amongst the pastoralists, to the point that even their plentiful homeland grew overpopulated, and so they searched for a new environment in which to colonize. While it may seem that the obvious solution was to climb higher into the atmosphere, after all, the floating rainforest stretched clear into the planet's greatest elevations, they were already pushing the limits of their highest habitable range. Any further and their bodies would begin to decompress from the relative lack of pressure. And so they turned their attention downward to the stormy depths of the lower ocean, a vast expanse so deep that the only visible light was bioluminescent life and the near constant lightning storms that raged on, thanks to the friction of its dense atmosphere. This land, known as the Lesser Maelstrom, has long been populated by an indigenous group known as the Storm Mages, a group that earned their name thanks to the martial art they've been forced to master in this harsh environment. You see, with how common lightning in this region really was, it's almost inevitable that you will eventually be struck. So the vast majority of life endemic to this area have developed a natural defense, including the Aich, who originally evolved here and as such are born with the ability to reflect lightning strikes with relatively little injury. That being said, it's still incredibly painful and can, on rare occasions, be outright fatal to be struck by lightning, which inspired the Storm Mages to develop the martial art that would quickly become their namesake, a martial art that allows them to safely redirect the flow of electricity through and out of their body. While this was a necessary skill for day-to-day survival in this part of the world, it could also be used as a weapon, with a few masters of the art using it to fling bolts of lightning at one another with the intent of death and serious injury. Many have even taken to using antler-shaped lightning rods to actively attract the surrounding electricity, allowing for more devastating attacks. You can assess the skill of a given mage based on the size of their ornamental antlers. After all, the larger the set, the more electricity it'll attract, at the cost of making it more cumbersome to move and fight with. As for the origins of these antlers, they come from the crests of Jarled stars, massive creatures that absorb and utilize the static electricity of their surroundings for the purposes of filter feeding. This process produces a ton of light, and in fact, they are the brightest thing in the mage's environment.
I'll be right back,
Add to this the fact that their migrations occur on a set schedule, the mages have learned to use their movements as a method of telling time. They have since become a highly respected animal in Storm Mage society. So respected, in fact, they have greatly affected the mage's religion. Like most Aishas, the Storm Mages believed their planet was the womb of a fertility goddess named Ilvi. But unlike the Pastoralists, who view their deity as a kind and nurturing caretaker, the Mages see her more as a dangerous warrior, thanks to the ferocity in which Mother Jarled stars defended their young. When the Pastoralists invaded the Lesser Maelstrom, they were met with great antagonism from the native residents. Not only that, but the land itself seemed to fight against them, with devastating lightning storms ravaging the Pastoralist troops even before they had a chance to engage with the Storm Mage strongholds. The war for the Maelstrom was long and brooding, with the Pastoralists fighting tooth and nail for every inch of territory they secured. But the biggest roadblock they faced was soldier morale. As previously stated, the Pastoralists were raised in a beautiful landscape of sunshine, clear skies, and towering rainforests. while the Lesser Maelstrom was a deadly land of permanent storms and perpetual darkness, so deep in the atmosphere that it harbored no plant life. And yet, the pastoralist youth were expected to lay their life on the line in order to steal this hellscape from its native inhabitants. Needless to say, the propaganda regimes of the upper atmospheric ocean had their work cut out for them when it came to selling the public on the necessity of this war. But work they did, and eventually the powers of the upper ocean had amassed enough resources to conquer the Lesser Maelstrom in its entirety. The final nail in the Storm Mage's coffin was the advent of biological warfare. Endemic to the floating rainforests of the upper atmosphere was a small-bodied parasite known as the Catan. These creatures were adapted for a life cycle in which they would inject their eggs into the stomach of an Ige, allowing their child to feed on the half-digested meals that their host had swallowed. When the pastoralists began breeding and utilizing the Nunan, these Catan became a non-issue, but the Storm Mages had no such defenses, and so the pastoralist military created blimp-like structures that could airdrop millions of fertile Catan, swarming the Lesser Maelstrom with a parasitic blight that they had no defenses against. The mages were wiped out in a matter of months, and those who managed to survive were forced to retreat even deeper into the atmosphere, into a section of the planet just beyond its core known as the True Maelstrom. The pastoralists didn't bother to follow them, because it was a well-known fact that the True Maelstrom was inhospitable, to the extent that it was literally called the Land of the Dead. In fact, for most of their history, the Storm Mages had banished criminals into the deepest depths as a slightly more honorable alternative to the death sentence. But little did they know, some of these banished men had survived, and over the centuries had cultivated a civilization of their own. They called themselves the Walking Spirits, since they too viewed the True Maelstrom as a sort of afterlife, despite the fact that they lived there. Much of their culture was heavily bound up in death symbology, and they were one of the only civilizations on the planet that didn't primarily worship some sort of fertility goddess. Instead, they worshipped Tigrath, the embodiment of death and time. But there was good reason to assume the Land of the Dead was inhospitable. The atmosphere was so dense and the eternal winds so fast that the electric storms were unmatched by anything the Lesser Maelstrom had ever experienced. Lightning bolts hundreds of feet wide were a common occurrence, so common that the spirits didn't even bother with storm magic, opting to simply avoid the strikes whenever possible. One way they did this was by domesticating and then living aside some of the truly gargantuan creatures endemic to this region, such as the Oddning-Anesk, a serpentine creature that used the sail-like structures along its back to sail just above the surface of the core at otherwise impossible speeds. It was by far the largest creature on the planet, measuring at a remarkable 4.5 kilometers from beak to tail. Thanks to this unbelievable size, it was able to absorb and reflect most of the stray lightning that would otherwise prove an issue to the spirit-walking handlers that accompanied it. But the Oddning-Anesk was not the only creature they had in their arsenal. Another was the Yelai Star, a highly derived creature that used a similar lightning rod method as the Jarl Stars, but to a very different effect. Instead of creating an ambient field of static electricity in order to attract floating debris, the Yelai Star collected energy from its surroundings in order to power and subsequently produce a devastating laser beam from the front of its face. This laser could burn through practically anything, but since the Yelai Star was a herbivore fulfilling a similar niche as Earth wildebeests, it was mostly used against megapredators and similar threats, which meant the small-bodied Iges were able to approach, domesticate, and ultimately harness the terrible power of the Yelai Star, with those who controlled them, known as the Mahouts, becoming some of the most powerful people in the Land of the Dead. Decades later, when Storm Mage refugees descended into the True Maelstrom, they warned the Spirit Walkers of the imminent threat of the Pastoralists, telling them of the long territorial battle they defended themselves against over the past several years, telling them of the Pastoralist soldiers whose populations were so massive that it didn't matter how many you killed, there would always be more, and finally telling them of the horrible blight these soldiers had inflicted on the Storm Mage people. Now, the Pastoralists had no interest in invading the True Maelstrom, not now nor anytime soon. But the Storm Mages didn't know that, and least of all, the Spirit Walkers didn't know that. For all they knew, it was only a matter of time before this unkillable army descended into the Land of the Dead and slaughtered everybody down there. So the Spirit Walkers decided to make the first move. Invading the Lesser Maelstrom with a fleet of 1,000 Yelai Star, they burnt the mid-construction colonies down to a crisp. They killed every Pastoralist soldier they found and took to beating the surviving troops with the bones of their surviving comrades. But they didn't stop at the Lesser Maelstrom. They ventured further into the heavens, torching the floating rainforests and pillaging the scenic farmlands that the Pastoralists called home. They sacked their capital city and freed their slaves. They killed with no remorse and redeemed 1,000 years trapped in the deepest depths until there wasn't a single Pastoralist civilian left to defend themselves. Now, you may be asking yourself, wasn't it the Storm Mages that banished the Spirit Walkers, not the Pastoralists? And if so, then you're absolutely right. But after so many years in isolation, the Spirit Walkers had forgotten a part of their history. They don't remember exactly who had cast them into the Land of the Dead, just that it was someone from the higher atmosphere. So, when an antagonistic group from the highest habitable region of the atmosphere presented themselves as a villain, they weren't inclined to ask, but is this the right bad guy? All they did was kill him. But regardless of the specifics, the Spirit Walkers were now the de facto rulers of Chus, with the Storm Mages as a far from equal but still respected secondary class. Over time, they rebuilt and cultivated the remaining farmland and floating rainforest that had survived the war unharmed, thereby kicking off a secondary agricultural revolution. From there, their society began to make countless discoveries, from metalworking to industrialism, though they wouldn't rediscover germ theory until much later in their history. The last advent of technological prowess that I'll leave you with today will be their foray into space exploration. Over time, many IJs wanted to explore the uppermost levels of their atmosphere and developed a cutting-edge spacesuit in order to pursue that dream. It was essentially an autoclave that produced an immense amount of pressure on the person inside, just as they were used to in their home environment. Using these autoclaves, they began to explore further and further until their planet's gravity became so weak that they needed to make flying machines to explore any further. This eventually led to the first out-of-orbit mission in IJ history, but at the time they didn't view it that way. Due to living on a gas giant, their species had never seen a clear view of the sky, and as such had no concept of space. So as far as the cosmonauts on board of that ship were concerned, they were simply exploring yet another part of their planet's atmosphere. A part of the atmosphere that just so happened to be even thinner than any other section. But once they saw the stars, for the very first time in IJ history, they knew they had stumbled on something else entirely. Part 2 of this video is still in production. Usually, with videos like this, I develop the entire species' history at once and release the two parts side by side. But this time I decided to make them both separately. That way I can not only develop their worlds more thoroughly, but also so you guys can have a better idea as to what is and isn't canon when we start working on the space age. Because yeah, these videos are developed in tandem with the people on my channel and on my Discord server. I got a lot of ideas in this video from you guys over there. From the Awning Evil to the Pastoralist LG Coates to the Maelstrom and the Land of the Dead. This video wouldn't be anything at all like it is without the help from all of you. And if you'd like to join me as we discuss the far future of the species, you can join my...
Representing the now we got some wrestling.
The Animal Fogel!
Hell yeah. Look at her outfit.
Continue the action. Lauren, the Animal Fogel, the veteran. We've seen here plenty of times before, a familiar face to you all. In fact, there's probably a lot of parts of this.
Yes. Well, you know, she's on a 6-fight winning streak. We got to see her get back wins at Sturgis this past summer.
What a back to back
killer streak that she's on. What a dominant force. And this fight, I mean, this was a tough one for Fogel. Originally, this fight was supposed to be Sarah Brooks taking on a newcomer, Shakira Lady Sosa. Sosa got injured training in Baltimore, so Fogel was in last minute. However, Brooke quit when she went because she didn't want to have a rematch with Fogel because last time they fought, the last 2 times she lost.
I can't blame her. I can't honest with you.
So the only person that steps up is her opponent that we're going to see in a second, MJ, the Dominator Domino.
Yeah, listen, styles make fight. Sometimes certain athletes just have your number. It's maybe not worth it to go back out there.
Representing the black team, MJ, the Dominator Domino!
Here we go, Chad. Get her.
MJ, the Dominator Domino, making her MMA debut tonight. And my goodness, she strikes an impressive figure. Makes her way to the ring here in Lingerie Fighting Camp 35. Booty Camp 3D, the Dominator.
Chance.
Looking a little more exciting to me than Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Dominator. I'm just going to be honest. Sorry, Dominic, but I like this Dominator better.
I'm telling you, what an opponent to get picked for your debut. I mean, it doesn't come any tougher than Lauren Fogel. And just to have the heart and the toughness to say, I don't care, sign me up. Gotta give her props for that. Gotta give her props. And
gotta give her props for that.
Gotta give her props for that right there.
My goodness. LFC 35. Booty camp.
We're at booty camp. Good belt.
Let's let you soak in. Jay Domino, ready to make your debut. Booty. Makes her way to the corner. Ready to get things started.
Introducing first. In the pink corner, with a professional record of 10 wins and 4 losses, she's a brawler, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall, and weighing in at 135 pounds. She's fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lauren the Animal Fogle. And her opponent. In the black corner, making her professional MMA debut with a record of 0 wins and 0 losses. She's a Muay Thai specialist, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighing in at 145 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, MJ the
Viva Las Vegas.
Domino!
All right, it is Lauren Fogle in the red and Jay Domino in the blue.
She said she overslept. Put her back to sleep.
Action continues here. Black and blue.
Back to sleep.
Lingerie Fighting Championships 35. Booty Camp 3D.
Let's go. Damn right you're ready.
Damn right you're ready.
Engaged right away. Strikes in the center of the ring. Domino
Nothing
trying
but
to get
class.
to the legs there. Fogle kind of jumps the body, bro. Look at that. Excellent move there to mount, but Domino rolls. Fogle rolls again. Back and forth early on.
That's it.
Wow.
Good job.
Great start here.
Yeah, you can tell they're both super strong.
All day long.
Yeah, Domino looks comfortable here in her debut against the veteran in Fogle, who drives through for the big takedown. Damn.
There you are.
Again, scrambles on the floor. Who can establish the dominant
Yeah,
position?
it's a fight for top position. Oh, Fogle doing a good job securing under that neck a little bit.
Yeah, looking to attack that neck. Now she's out to the front, kneeling in front. She's able to move to the side, alleviate some of that pressure.
Looks like she freed it up a little bit. Good job of turning around, but she's still in danger.
Danger, danger, danger.
Nice work there from Domino. Found herself in a bad spot, but worked out of it. We reset on the feet.
Watch her. Let's go. There we go. Keep throwing the strikes.
Fogle once again grabs the leg.
Let's go.
Falls, isn't able to get to top position this time, though.
Choke her out. Let's go.
Now it's Domino on top.
Yeah, work over, Lauren. There you go. There you go.
Sweeps again. Once again, grabbing that neck. Oh, she's got some pressure on the neck there.
Oh, yeah, a little.
Oh, she got it.
Got her.
Quick up.
That was amazing. What a transition. Rolled into that little arm and head triangle.
Unbelievable work there. Was able to snatch it up so
quick
quickly
match
in that
after all.
transition. I said there was some pressure on the neck. Obviously, there was quite a bit of pressure. He was forced to tap out.
Fogle is so strong, man.
There's a reason they call her the animal. She showed it there. Let's take it up to Michael Larkin and get the official time of submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in the first round at 1 minute and 19 seconds via submission, Lauren the Animal Fogle!
Fogle, the veteran, once again with the big submission. Let's hear what she's got to say.
That's right. Kiss her.
I'm over here, Lauren. Lauren the Animal Fogle, congratulations on a dominant victory, as always in dominant fashion.
You got that wrong about?
Thank you. This is my last minute thing. I should come here and MJ the Dominator? Nah. I dominated her. I'm so tired of my shape. It's currently
I'm tired and out of shape.
around all day.
Well, it sure showed for great action and domination. Give it up for Lauren the Animal Fogle.
I didn't notice. I thought the other chick won.
If that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, it was. Great shot for the crowd. Let's keep things going here. Get to our next bout here. Lingerie Fight.
All right, everybody. We're moving on to our next video here. Strong on this, by the way.
Gotta stop.
I farted and a poopy almost slipped out.
Got him.
Whopper, junior, double, triple.
Wait. Guys. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I'm so scared. Don't come here. Don't.
Balloon.
I have no idea what
Can hear it, by the
now,
way.
but You had to ruin it. You had to ruin it, Jessica! Come on!
Damn you, Jessica.
I am not okay right now. No, 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 no! No!
Dead.
They're sleeping. They're sleeping. They had every opportunity in the world to play it. They were too late. They were too late. No, not the didn't. God, no. Yo, chat, listen. I was just kidding about 5 seconds ago. Hey.
Fresh balls.
Fresh balls. Ramen, you sent this in. Draft City Kings.
Let's drift.
Here we go. Guess it's an angle game. Hell yeah. Is that Genova? Oh. Character literally looks like Wario. Oh, Vinny did? I can imagine, yeah. Good to know that my older doppelganger's doing so well. Probably True Master Bob. They almost look like people from fucking Doug. There's Roger. Drugs on this end. It's 20 minutes, so I'm going to speed it up a bit.
But sir,
There we go.
Kane just got back.
What do you say we go for?
Yes, sir.
Go back speed, 1.25. Here we go.
Kane, you have new orders.
Unreleased expansion content for Quake 4.
This was the last we heard from the Quake 4 story.
Yep.
The ending, clearly designed to allow for any kind of sequel, never found its continuation, leaving players in suspense for years. Until a revelation in February 2018.
Oh shit, dog. Release content.
Vitalai Nemushin, a character artist previously with Ritual Entertainment, displayed renders for a cancelled Quake 4 expansion pack titled Awakening.
Oh snap.
Following this, additional concept art and renders of what the expansion might have entailed was shared, yet no narrative or explanations for these visuals were provided. However, the clues it left provide ample information both intriguing and mysterious.
Good day. My name is Sebastian Stag Agner, an artist, a voiceover artist, and your narrator for today. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you'll enjoy this beautifully crafted deep dive into what could have been.
Hell yeah.
More recently, another update reached the Quake community from the community liaison Sync Error. He disclosed that some multiplayer features planned for this add-on were integrated into the Quake 4 version 1.3 update.
Yeah, it does sound really regarded for Master Bob.
This integration included the Dead Zone multiplayer mod and a collection of 8 new multiplayer maps. While precise information on most of these maps is scant, we'll revisit 2 that were briefly outlined with narrative elements. Although no explicit narrative or written content for the single-player missions was provided, the art and models unveiled contained numerous subtle yet significant details, offering clues for us to speculate about the potential directions of this enigmatic Quake 4 expansion. Let's begin with the concept art. While there is a wealth of it, with each piece more beautifully unsettling than the last, we were able to categorize these artworks into several groups. Please understand that some of the categorizations are based on the content depicted in the various images, as no titles or descriptions were provided for some of them.
Bitch. Just sound really mad when
The first image we'll examine showcases the expansion's protagonist, an unnamed Marine believed to be from Viper Squad. This approach follows the same pattern as the Quake 2 mission packs, where control is given to a different Marine rather than the original protagonist. With the conclusion of Quake 4, it becomes evident that Kane has been tasked with a mission, suggesting it would have been intriguing to observe him on the battlefield from another character's perspective.
Would be neat.
Although it's uncertain whether all concept art would have been transformed into models, it's likely that the final version of the wretch we would have encountered in-game is represented by this 3D rendition.
The wretch possesses legs and headgear reminiscent of the Stream Protector, yet its body appears more as a mass of flesh, equipped with robotic bladed arms and what seems to be a stroyant canister on its head, which is fed through by small tubes leading into its mouth.
The concept arts vary, ranging from smaller forms without many robotic arms attached to outright disturbing depictions. There are also other creature forms that could represent alternative versions of it. While we don't have any measurements, it can be speculated that it would have been a smaller Strogg being, possibly around the size of a scientist. Our second category is a series of art and models that lacked description. We've chosen to name it the Abomination.
The monstrosity appears as a massive mound of flesh, augmented with multiple robotic appendages. It features a sort of breathing mask from which tubes emerge, disappearing into the horror's flesh.
There is a League of
It
Legends
possesses
character.
several disturbing attributes.
There may be two League of Legends
A
characters.
face
that look like
embedded
really
in its
based on,
stomach,
Strogg, by the
two
way.
torsos and
One's
pouches of
Urgot, the
flesh
other is
connected to
Sin.
conduit merging with the body, and two large robotic arms equipped with saw blades and sharp
Again,
rods.
they're from like the
in-game render
techno
depicts
horror
the
part of
Abomination clutching a
universe
Marine's corpse on a meat hook.
Forgot a special.
It suggests that this Strogg might utilize the corpses of fallen Marines to empower itself, akin to the Quake 4 Macron, with a torso unit attached to its chest. It could also serve a gathering role, harvesting the corpses of Marines on the battlefield to transport them to the putrefaction center or other facilities. The tank doesn't need much introduction, as it can be quickly associated with the same one encountered in Quake 2, probably with enhanced abilities.
I mean, Cyan kind of does too. He looks
This could have been a great opportunity to witness this huge, massive, and iconic enemy in higher details. While other concept art varied significantly, this one maintained most of the original tank shape and appearance across all the artworks. Now, the piece de résistance. We were given a name for it. Valkyrie.
Oh, shit.
This one was misleading. After examining and organizing the art, we thought we had two boss-like creatures. But something caught our eye, making us wonder if these drawings could, in fact, be one, and more intriguingly, something more powerful than a Macron or Warlord. First off, the name seems to be derived from the Valkyrie, figures from Norse mythology who choose those who may die and those who may live in battles. The connotations of battle, selection, and guidance to an afterlife are strong with Valkyries.
The Valkyrien seems to be more machine than living being. She bears what seems to be a flesh mask, akin to the tank. But this could be misleading as no other organic parts are visible. The other, yet unknown entity seem to be depicted having multiple forms. One inside a crystal, another immobilized with wires connected to his masked head, and one not restrained to its platform with its mask removed, and what looks to be a woman's face hologram.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a he.
Considering the previous final boss battles in Quake 2 and Quake 4, it wouldn't be surprising to see this Valkyrien having multiple forms. Quake 2 and Reckoning's Macron had the Jorg, the Black Widow in Ground Zero had her spider form, and Quake 4's Macron had his torso separated from its legs. This Strogg Elite has a lot of similarity to Quake 4's Macron, inferring it could present a similar battle with the top of its body separated from its legs. This could be a bit disappointing, but realistic in terms of game development if the expansion was meant to be completed quickly. But let's think differently. What if this render of Valkyrie was only the first stage of the final encounter? What if the drawing we see here is what's controlling the first form, initially hidden inside the crystal, protected while the player fights the mech-like entity? Once defeated, the crystal breaks, and Valkyrine is revealed, needing to be attacked in her static state, which would become a mobile state, revealing under her mask a hologram of a face. But this face, what is it? Who is she? The glimpse of her face we see doesn't look alien at all. Another detail to consider is what supports the hologram face. This might be considered a bit of a stretch, but look at the support. Now, compare it to the structures found in the Dreamlands. Coincidence? Let's continue our exploration and find out what this could imply. Now that we know more about the visuals of the expansion, let's examine its title, focusing on the words Awakening and Emergence, and try to uncover more information in relation to what we've discovered in the art.
Awakening as a noun can be defined in several ways, two of which are particularly relevant to us. It can denote the literal action of waking from sleep, but it also has a figurative meaning, representing the act or moment of becoming suddenly aware of something. Emergence refers to the fact of something becoming known, developing, or starting to exist. In scientific and psychological contexts, emergence describes the process by which complex systems and patterns arise out of a multitude of relatively simple interactions.
In a brief examination of these titles in relation to Quake 4, we understand that something awoke following the defeat of the Macron and Nexus. Then, in the first episode, this entity or ideas is now gradually increasing in power. But what if there's more to it? As a new awareness, Awakening could suggest a character or civilization becoming aware of previously unknown or suppressed truths. In the case of Quake 4, it might represent Earth forces becoming aware of another threat after the destruction of the Nexus. In the form of a new leader, Awakening can also indicate the revival of a powerful entity, force, or technology, something that was hidden away. But now that the Strogg are leaderless and unable to designate one, this entity was able to emerge and take control, or, more intriguingly, reclaim what was once hers. In a more personal sense, the title might refer to a character's journey towards enlightenment or emotional growth. This involves a process of self-discovery, overcoming personal demons, or finding a new understanding of the world and their place in it. This could have applied well to Kain, introducing a deeper look into what he must now endure, being part Strogg. Last but not least, Awakening can hint at a fundamental change in how reality is perceived or experienced, possibly involving alternate realities, dimensions, or a breakdown of what is considered real. This is where the Dreamlands come into play. What if the Valkyrine was not from Stroggos? What if she originated from the Dreamlands?
It's clearly the strong,
Our last bit of information comes from the 1.3 update of Quake 4. The Dead Zone mod and 8 multiplayer maps were later disclosed to be intended for the add-on, but were released in this update as it was likely known by that time that the studio was going to be acquired on January 24th, 2007 by developer Mumbo Jumbo. In this update, we got a few descriptions for the new mod and maps. However, 2 of them are notable in relation to lore.
Dead Zone is a brand new team-based multiplayer game type. Players fight over a limited number of Dead Zone artifacts, then race to maintain control of a central scoring zone designated by a scrolling white border. These ice caverns were once home to the Macron and facilitated the preservation of barely living humans awaiting Stroggification.
It's intriguing to consider that this new content might have been based on or inspired by the unreleased single-player campaign. The mention of artifacts, which most likely would have been runes, could have significantly impacted the entire Quake storyline, introducing us firsthand to the Dreamlands discovered by the Strogg. Looking at cavernous cryonics, being informed that this was the home of the Macron suggests some fascinating concepts. It might refer to the previously defeated Macron, indicating where the torso units used on his body were sourced from. Additionally, it could be the place where Valkyrine, if intended to be the new Macron, had her lair. So, with all this information, what could this expansion have been all about? Considering the themes of Quake 4, especially Kain's Stroggification, Awakening could have explored the aftermath of these events on a personal level, with Kain grappling with his humanity, the Strogg technology within him, or newfound knowledge that challenges his perception of who he is. But with the expansion suggesting a shift in perspective to a different Marine, Kane wasn't intended to be the central character, at least not in this episode. While we might still have encountered or learned about him, it ultimately would be lived from a different character perspective. It also implies that although the title could relate to this new Marine, his personal awakening is unlikely to be the focus. Reflecting on Quake 2's expansions, where Joker and Stepchild were introduced, they played significant roles and were assigned significant missions, but did not return in subsequent narratives, leaving not much time to explore the theme of personal awakening for all of them.
Hello everyone. I'm taking a few moments to elaborate on this subject. I've started getting into the habit of showing the channel members the first draft of my videos, and one member pointed out something very interesting that I think is worth mentioning. The unnamed Marine does bear some similarities to Bitterman from Quake 2. Could these episodes be about him, making a return to fight the Strogg? Could the awakening be his story? This possibility could be intriguing to look at, but it might feel like a missed opportunity to reintroduce such an iconic and significant character within an expansion pack. Although it would have been exciting to be able to play as our favorite Marine again. Alright, back to the video.
This leaves us with the awakening of Earth forces or the Strogg. In all cases, it's likely that both would have become aware of a new form of leadership introduced with the appearance of the Valkyrie. A new Macron, warlord, or maybe something broader, an entity from an unknown dormant faction. With the Nexus, the Strogg were always certain to find another leader. But what if this was preventing something else from arising, stopping it from awakening? One that was suppressed by the continuous leadership created between the Nexus and a Macron. With the brain now destroyed and the Strogg unable to assign a new leader, this entity would have taken the opportunity to assume control. Or maybe took back what may have once belonged to her, reclaiming it after all those years. Looking at the subtitle of the expansion, Valkyrien could symbolize this new emergence, unveiling the truth about the Strogg and their origins. The artwork showing a hologram face might suggest that what we see is merely a mech suit, with the actual Valkyrien possibly located elsewhere. Could it be on Stroggos, another planet, or perhaps somewhere beyond our realm? Considering what Doom Eternal introduced with the Maker race allying with the forces of Hell to conquer and sustain their power, incorporating this concept into Quake 4's setting could be fascinating. Let's imagine a godlike civilization that either took control or allied with the Strogg, or maybe they were the original creators. Perhaps Stroggos was once inhabited by these powerful beings, ones who developed the Slipgate technology, which could have been based on magic and runes rather than purely technology. After creating the Strogg as a weapon, the situation deteriorated, and these deity-like figures were overwhelmed by their own creation, forced into exile, or to hide until the time was right to reveal themselves. Or what if they were always present, puppeteering from afar, employing the Nexus, using the Strogg as a means to gather what they needed to survive? Each time a Macron was defeated, a new one was assigned. However, with the Nexus now destroyed, they were forced to reveal themselves and take direct control.
Guess we'll never know unless they make another Quake game.
It is a shame that this expansion was never released, especially since the game introduced a lot of interesting concepts ready to be explored in more detail. It left unanswered questions such as the danger of Kane's neurosite in his brain, the state of the Strogg after losing both their leader and means of communication, and the elusive question of their origin.
I thought he said
with the potential teaser of a Quake 6 during the reveal of the Indiana Jones game, we can only speculate on what's next for the Quake series. After digesting all this information, what are your thoughts on the unreleased Quake 4 expansion? Have we overlooked anything? Please share your thoughts and theories. We love to read your comments. Thank you for watching.
Alright, thanks for that, Strogg. Moving on. Time for the spookies. Let's get Zach Baggins on screen. Here we go. It's Anomaly.
Many times, police contingents must attend to situations that are not solely related to thefts, brawls, or accidents. There is a small but not negligible percentage of events that seem uncatalogable to experts in emergency situations. Situations where even the medical staff assisting afterward are left with little room for action. Although some would classify these events as pure paranormal experiences, it is complex to categorize them given the objectivity required in police record keeping. The following story occurred in 1996 in the Polish city of Kraków, where a series of bizarre and mysterious events ended up connecting in an unexpected and inexplicable way. Local police officer Florian Ludomir was assigned a call about a young woman found paralyzed by her older sister in the Dębniki neighborhood. In a report he later recounted in the sensational section of a local newspaper, the officer began by describing the uneasy feeling brought on by the darkness emanating from the house. Despite being in a relatively attractive neighborhood known for its diverse architecture, he noticed an abnormal number of empty energy drink cans and cigarettes before reaching the porch. Hidden among a couple of bushes on a small wooden table was a coffee-stained Ouija board with an ashtray on top of it. From the entrance of the house, everything felt wrong. When the older sister opened the door for Florian Ludomir, he saw the parents sitting stiffly on one of the living room couches. The lights were dimmed, and there was no sound except for footsteps on the wooden floor. Both parents had expressions of deep sadness and fear. After a brief conversation about the reason for the call, the older sister guided the officer to one of the rooms in the house. Another officer, whose identity was requested to remain confidential, arrived and began taking notes based on the parents' account. Florian continued down the long hallway until he reached the last door. Everything seemed different in terms of the house's architecture. The walls were made of much lighter material, an evident sign of an unregulated house extension. Inside the room, the first thing the officer noticed were coffee stains and more empty energy drink cans scattered haphazardly on the floor. Just like on the porch, the amount of trash was unusually high, and the smell of dampness was as strong as that of caffeine. When he turned on the light, the scene that prompted the family's call to the police became clearly evident. Maja, who was around 19 years old, was standing on her bed with her back to the entrance. She was rigid, her head fixed toward the wall. Her arms were contorted in such a way that it seemed her bones were broken. What caught the officer's attention most was the fact that her feet were twisted in an impossible manner, even for a case of hyperlaxity. Despite the unstable surface of the old mattress, she remained unnaturally rigid. Maja's family, consisting of both parents and her older sister, testified that she had been fervently consuming energy drinks for at least 2 weeks. She had spent almost all her earnings from a summer job on coffee and cigarettes. According to her sister, Maja had become obsessed with supernatural topics, particularly the use of the Ouija board. She spent entire nights talking to someone in her room, claiming it was simply her boyfriend. When interrupted at night while talking, she would try to quickly close the door. Angrily,
I love the
she
Ouija
insisted
board.
that everything was fine and that she needed to stay awake for her boyfriend. A few hours before the police were called, Maja still hadn't returned home. She had said she was going shopping downtown. However,
hey, Greyjoy,
she was
how you
actually hiding in the bushes of her garden. Her mother found her with her hands on the Ouija board and spilled coffee. Enraged, Maja ran back to her room and started throwing energy drink cans at her mother. These were the cans the police found on the porch. What finally prompted the emergency call was a huge crash from Maja's room. Her parents were frightened and worried. Being devout Catholics, they feared their daughter had gotten involved in demonic matters and that her violent behavior might end in tragedy.
Jump up, Sash? I know I just
The officers took quite some time to remove the girl from the bed. Despite her lack of resistance, her body was absurdly heavy, making it a real struggle to get her off the mattress. The subsequent medical report indicated that the girl had suffered a cardiac arrest due to excessive coffee and energy drink consumption, closing the case swiftly.
I gotta corral you a little bit, don't I?
However, for Florian Ludomir, who witnessed the scene of the girl standing on her bed and heard the story from her older sister and parents, this was definitely something more complex. If the girl had suffered a heart attack, she wouldn't have been able to remain so rigid in a position without falling due to the inability to control her own body. Years passed, and in 2004, Florian was assigned another domestic issue that led him back to the house where the girl had, in his view, been possessed. However, it looked very different from how he vaguely remembered it.
Oh boy.
It appeared abandoned, dirty, with broken windows. When he asked a neighbor who had made the call, she mentioned that a couple of years ago, the couple who lived there had died tragically in a car accident near the house. The reason for her call to the police was related to the eldest daughter of that couple, who had remained living there. Once again, as if history were repeating itself, the house was filled with trash and energy drink cans. The older sister, like Maja before her, was found in the same position, standing on her bed. They said it was also a heart attack. However, this entire account corresponds to Florian Ludomir's version, from his point of view, and his comments and sensations about what he witnessed. There is no more information about him beyond that sensational note from the 90s and a story told by one of his co-workers in 2004 for a Polish TV show addressing paranormal and inexplicable matters. However, part of this story never came directly from Florian himself, who is untraceable today. He probably ordered that his personal details not be given to anyone asking about him in relation to this case. In 2009, a website dedicated to Polish creepypastas mentioned, without any reference to Florian Ludomir's testimony, the story of the Wisniewski house. This possibly fictional story bears an incredible resemblance both in the location of Maja's case and its characteristics. The following story puts us in the place of one of the house's neighbors, who recounts part of the events that happened after Maja's death. For those who had the opportunity to walk down Skotnicka Avenue, they might never have thought, or even expected, that one of the darkest stories in modern Poland happened there. The Wisniewski house existed, but not until recently. Little was known about the events of the 90s and the tragic fate of the family who lived there. Possibly, if not for those of us who lived near that house, this story would have been lost forever. In the neighborhood, we all mourned the unclear events surrounding Maja Wisniewski's death. There were rumors of domestic violence, a home invasion that ended in tragedy, and even a horrendous decision made by Maja herself due to severe mental problems. Those of us who were close witnesses heard firsthand how the house deteriorated rapidly from 2 weeks before the tragedy until the story ended. Both the garden and the entrance of the house progressively filled with trash. Maja's parents and sister, beyond the understandable response to grief, were never the same. They neglected everything, never spoke to anyone again, forgot to pay the electricity and water bills, and spent winters without any heating. Although no one could explain what happened, they remained alive but lived an unusual and unbelievable life. A true black fog began to surround the house over the years. Surprisingly loud noises would wake us in the middle of the night. They sounded like underground explosions, and we never knew where they came from, but we all suspected their origin. When the family's end came, it happened suddenly. One night, we heard a scream so piercing, so similar to that of a crazed pig. We called the police, and half an hour later, a patrol car arrived. We learned that inside, they only found the eldest daughter lying in her room, a victim of an overdose. However, we saw both the girl and her parents walking through the garden from that night until 2006,
Do you think that's
almost every
profiling
day.
and discrimination?
They never
about
left the
pigs being
perimeter of their
crazy?
house nor spoke to anyone. It wasn't until the house collapsed after a heavy snowfall and deemed abandoned by the municipality, it was demolished and turned into a small playground. But what happens there is another story. If you'd like early access to my YouTube videos, you can support me with just $5 on
Alrighty,
Patreon.
there we go.
There,
Moving
you'll
on.
also have
Time to
access
laugh.
to some exclusive.
Ready to laugh, chat? Because here it comes. Time for idiocy.
Let me ask you, because we talked to our reporters, all the networks did, after the interview last night, and their word from the campaign in the White House was that they thought the president hit it out of the park in that interview. Do you feel that way?
Look, the president had a broad interview. He answered tough questions after a debate performance where everybody has been telling him that he should exit the race, and he defied expectations. I think that the president showed up. He just gave a speech. He answered every single question. He laid out the stakes, again, talking about the substance. He laid out his body of work for his career in the past 3.5 years, standing up for Americans' freedoms and rights across this country. And so, yes, President Biden delivered.
You sure about that?
Sure about that? Real.
And he defied expectations.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh.
That's
Ready?
right.
Ready!
Hilarious.
Is this
All right, time for
breadcrumbs?
some sky cooking.
Yeah, that's breadcrumbs. You cool with
Porky, your favorite.
You cool with that?
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Okay, anyway, you don't even know the hell we doing.
Jalapeno poppers.
Oh, yeah, shit. Anyway, we going in with half
Be
of
careful.
our cream
That's
cheese.
sketchy the way you're cutting
You
it.
mean towards my hand?
Yeah.
Don't do that,
fucking
guys.
cleaver, Sky.
All right? My favorite is inside, okay? Just let me in, okay? Too hard, eh?
I can use my muscles.
You can't leave your kid out there not knowing.
Yeah, she would have left me in the dark for sure.
Okay, get it?
Is this enough for all these jalapenos?
Maybe not. We don't have to do all of these.
Why Bill Gates?
What are you doing just now?
I just moved the comments down so I could see what everybody's talking about.
No, okay.
Do you remember the
Bedroom intruder.
Bedroom Intruder?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they turned everything into a song.
And then my boy, Dead Giveaway, he was the one where he was walking down the street and the girl ran into his arms. And it turns out like she had been kidnapped or some shit. And he's like, she ran into my arms, Dead Giveaway, something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
It's three of them, all of them black.
Do you remember the one that like the
So we have flour, which we can combine with some salt. Where's my salt,
right,
Sheila?
it's right here.
Season that. God, that what? Why's that shit so? Oh, that was a spoon.
Yeah, that was a spoon.
What are you laughing at?
Cool beans, cool beans.
Okay, hold on. Let me just clean this down.
I mean, where's that supposed to dip it in the milk and then the
let's get this-
flour?
No, just flour first, okay? Don't worry about that. Just make
Nice
sure your hands are
covering.
dry. Yeah.
Because it was worded a little weird.
Well, you do one and then I do one. How about this? So you do the milk, and then the flour. Okay, drop it in the flour now. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay. Okay, so now we got a nice little coating on that. All right. Okay. Milk, then this. Okay. Hold on. Let me get a board to put this on.
You're fine, Porky. You got it.
Yeah.
Jalapeno poppers.
That's right. Sit in the back. That's fine.
Is that enough breadcrumbs?
Yeah. This is not really about the breadcrumbs. You don't put that much on these.
Look at that.
We're good, wouldn't it?
I think it'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
But I also would prefer to just have one kid.
Glenn, thank you for the super sticker.
All right.
Yeah, that's better. That's
Okay,
much
guys.
better.
Now we're cooking with gas. Sheila Charade, our leader. Damn, I rub my face and my face is on fire.
Right now?
From this, yeah. Okay, let's move this aside. Hold tight, brethren, hold tight. What do you mean where are we putting this? Just starting them, you know? We could do whatever we like, okay?
Sky's about to take a bite right now because he has a mouth of steel.
This is America. Oh, you needed to cool down, eh?
They smell really good
yes,
too.
Sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
So who's you got this is the recipe?
Yeah, this is one we've made before. Okay. Seven, you want to try one or you good?
Yeah, let's try one.
Ready? Go.
Hi, Maurice.
Damn, the crunch.
spicy.
What do you think? I don't know if I have enough cream cheese in mine.
I like that it's still crunchy.
It's spicy.
It's spicy. Mmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
He is an expert in crisis management. Wrote on that. The letter of the day. Yeah. In today's cleanup, an emergency action plan is our personal responsibility. What do you think of that? The author of the letter, Patrick Brown, who lives in Pines in Florida, is advising us that we are to be responsible and accountable in letting our family know what our course of action will be.
We can't upload no YouTube videos.
So we must embrace this, he says, as a path.
Oh, no. Starlink must work.
And or sustain survival during a crisis.
This is crash the drone yesterday. What? I'm gonna try. River, take back everything.
Everything for everything. There's a Bonnet River, come back for everything.
Yeah.
I sign the gun. Yo, when I know so I go bad when I see the bird them. A beer almond trees up there.
Unproven.
Boss, by the way, he's taking a scenic tour of Road Jamaica to see the damage from the hurricane.
You have to drive on the next side. Sure.
Yeah. Respect. And everything else.
The most recent one that hit the Caribbean. I think it's affected Florida too much yet, though. I don't think. I'm not sure. Maybe there's been a lot more rain, but I'm not entirely sure, like I said.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the black up, black. Oh, yeah, so you drive last time. So it's scenic.
Chainsawing your way out. Those logs fell down, yeah. Trees. Gotta log it. Can make a money in a morning. Yeah, I agree.
Marian, go ahead. I'm on his
I think maybe it got to like a category 4, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't think it got to 5. Definitely see the stuff being affected by it.
So it's a tailpipe.
Definitely see the flood damage, at least the water damage from stuff pouring down. Some trees look like they're definitely really bent. Poles look bent. But it's not as bad as it could have been. Yeah.
Beach gone on or something.
Starbucks coffee closed down there.
I'm on the cliff side that. Again? I've entertained the people. Yeah.
Oh, there's some more flooding on the roads. Yeah. You can know that it's kind of harder to see, but there's a lot of flooding on the roads itself. I'm sure when we get more to the country areas that they had it a lot worse, to be honest with you. The beach is gone. There's no beach. Basically, it's all gone. Yeah, look at that. That's where the beach was. Oh, the beach has been taken by the surf. Oh, shit.
Nope, that's it.
Obviously, they'll settle back because beaches do that, but just it's gone right now. Damn.
My name is Jesse Blake. That's happening. This is Steve McDonald sending us WhatsApp messages. Various buildings. Good morning to you.
Begging up KFC quick. Please. Good man, open up quick.
Hey, KFC reopened. That's funny. The one thing that actually never closes during like any storm, it's a Waffle House because they have like everything prepared to really hold out for storms and stuff. It's funny. The Waffle House is closed, you know things have gone to shit. Alrighty, here we go. Time to hit listen to an idiot. Raiders, yeah, that. What a moron. No, he did not. I wonder if he's ever said anything stupid like that. Yes, he does. For one, I'm not shocked. He wanted that. Okay, when we do it. Damn it, Sasha.
Very, very, very hypocritical.
This episode brought to you by Chime, the award-winning app and debit card that can save you money today. Leaving my room, closing the door, walking down the hallway, exiting the hallway, walking in the living room.
Don't worry, I'll speed Doug
Treasure
up.
Planet,
Here
what
we
are you
go.
doing here?
Jesus Christ.
I heard you were going to do a review of me again.
Here we go. 1.5
Yeah,
speed.
reviewed you once for Disney December, and people want me to give you another shot.
Because you thought I could take more of your hurtful words.
No, Treasure Planet, it's nothing like that.
I still remember what you said to me.
I said you were beautiful, and I still mean it.
And that's it?
Of course, it's not a Treasure Planet. It's just...
God, his skit is
it's
awful.
just not for me.
Well, the box office agrees with you.
Don't be like that, Treasure Planet.
You just want to reopen old wounds.
You have a fan base now. People who love you.
Tell me if I'm crazy, but that wasn't just another night for either of us, was it? I mean, we
This is
really
okay,
got to
Doug.
each other, didn't we? Why won't you let me in? Why?
You got it.
I know you've loved me since you first reviewed me, but I don't know what to make of all of this. I really don't.
Look, sometimes I don't know what to make of all this. It's just something I gotta do.
Why?
Because it'll get a lot of views. Look, I try to avoid this, but I can't. This is just how it is. You're not a perfect movie.
I don't have to be a perfect movie. I just gotta know. You're gonna try to love me?
I'd like to. I got like all the camera equipment set up, and I gotta go to work. So I'm watching this again.
Obviously, dude.
2002, while Disney was thriving in computer animation with Pixar producing hit after hit, their hand-drawn films were not pulling in the same numbers. Not to say they all bombed, or many of them wouldn't get a following later, but 3D was clearly the popular new kid with all the hot toys, and 2D was a kid who drew cool comics in class, but when he started to explain what they were about, you were like, I'm gonna go play the PS24 that Pixar's parents just got him. Lots of artistry, but not a lot of interest. Well, Disney put a ton of money and effort into a passion project originally called Treasure Island in Space. Clearly, that title would have made it a hit, but the film ended up bombing big time at the box office, being one of Disney's last big budget hand-drawn films. The movie did get a following over time, and while I can't say it was a bad film, it's hard for me to say it worked as a whole. The ambition is clearly there, as well as some good characters and ideas, but for an idea as crazy as Treasure Island in Space, I felt like it either needed to go crazier or more restrained. Star Trek is an amazing world, but it thrives on limitations and strict rules to make the world feel livable. Fifth Element is an amazing world too, but it thrives on bombastic visuals and looser rules to make the world feel surreal. Treasure Planet tries to be something in between and at times succeeds, but other times doesn't know how to combine the contrasting styles, so it can end up taking you out of the world rather than sucking you into it. But I've been wrong in the past. There's been times when I didn't like a film and then revisiting it years later, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. So maybe something similar will happen here. Because a lot of people have asked for it, I'm gonna give this flick another shot. So let's not waste any time.
Lord knows you've wasted enough time with me.
This is Treasure Planet. Or
Your
that was
skits are
Treasure
awful.
Planet. I don't know how this works. We open with a backstory about a ship getting its treasure stolen in space.
The notorious Captain Nathaniel Flint.
This is actually a literal audiobook viewed by a young Jim Hawkins.
Flint and his band of renegades swooped in out of nowhere.
Like fire! Space fire!
Vanished.
Yes, it's Tony Todd.
But Jim's mother, voiced by Laurie Metcalf,
Sorry, not Tony
says
Todd.
you shouldn't get excited
Tony
because
J.
the lost stolen
Excuse
treasure
me.
is really more of a legend.
I know it's real. You win.
He does, Porky. He does.
Is it wrong to say I'm kind of crushing hard on Mrs. Hawkins? Is this what 40 does to you? I don't think I had a thing for anime mothers, but if you put Mrs. Hawkins, Mrs. Hughes, and that Big Hero 6 meme in a room, I don't think I missed the real world.
Wow.
Don't let the cameos bite.
Stealing my
Years
shit.
later, as young Jim, played out by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, has grown up into the most 2002 teen to ever do 2002 activities.
That's mine-ish, Doug. Mine.
Okay, so while Hawkins is handled pretty well, this does point out one of the problems of the flick. It's not that it's Treasure Island meeting a timeless take on the future, it's that it's Treasure Island meeting 2002's take on the future. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there's a charm when Disney tries too hard to be cool, resulting in something that's adorably of its time. But when your
Goofy
lead has
movie.
this haircut, these clothes, is doing more X Games than one of your most 2000 straight-to-DVD movies, and then goes home to a mother who's dressed like this, do I really have to explain how hilariously these two styles don't go?
You would think that. Hating steampunk.
Oh, we're doing this?
Yeah, we're doing this.
You want to go here?
Yeah, I want to go there.
You want to keep going with this? Because I'm going. I'll totally go all the way with the man. You want to keep pushing. If you totally
With
want
the
to keep pushing,
skits.
all right, you're not good steampunk! At least in my opinion. Yeah, I'm sick of people saying if you don't like this style, you don't like steampunk. Steampunk is awesome. In fact, I'm a big fan of animes that engulf themselves in them. Last Exile, Steam Boy, even some of Miyazaki's films work in a fair amount of it. But I just don't think this gels as well as other steampunk properties. Steampunk is a very heavy lean on mixing 19th century fashion and steam-powered machinery with futuristic technology. There's variations on this, but you get the idea. It's half Victorian era, half future sci-fi. The two opposites are so different they equally balance each other out. But the creators themselves said they had a 70-30 rule, meaning they worked in 70% 18th century rules and 30% science fiction rules. Mixing that with the clear 2002 rebel teen tropes to me makes something that doesn't balance out as well. Saying this is steampunk is like when AFI said E.T. and Wizard of Oz were thrillers. I guess it's technically true, but I don't think it's the purest representation of the genre. But just because it doesn't always balance out doesn't mean it's not amazing to look at. Well, sometimes some of these creatures and mechanics can look a little generic. A lot of times it looks pretty cool. I remember looking at this moon thinking, oh, they're doing that thing where the stars are in the shadow of it. Classic animation mistake. But then later they showed that's no moon. It was a spaceport. I was just in the background the whole time fooling you. See little touches like that where I think this film is spectacular. Just because there's some things that don't always go together doesn't mean there's not a ton of things that do. Speaking of things not going together, the man catches rebellious 2002 teen caught breaking the rules because nobody gets me.
We apprehended your son operating a solar vehicle in a restricted area. Violation 904.
And also selling cocaine to 6-year-olds. What? Thankfully the child was already made of cocaine because, you know, that's just the kind of weird world we live in. Jim's mother runs an inn where a doctor named Delbert, played by David Hyde Pierce, and much more laid back than his brother Dilbert.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Go away.
Wait, no, don't. Shut up, Doug.
Oh, no, not you. He's just an old friend of the family.
I do kind of like
Based
that
Dilbert.
By the character's lines, not usually being that funny. They do sneak in a lot of humorous reactions. Like, what kind of dog's this bitch am I dealing with? And am I a dog's if I use the word bitch? A ship crashes outside and a dying alien exits.
He's a coming. He's after me chest.
I told Kevin Spacey I don't like being touched there.
Beware the cyborg.
He hands Jim a metal sphere and says beware the cyborg, just as more unpleasant visitors break in. Take back, you stupid chairs! We've detained the furniture, sir. The inn burns down and they make their way to Delbert's, discovering the sphere is a map to Treasure Planet.
All my life I've been waiting for an opportunity like this, and here it is screaming! Go, Delbert! Go, Delbert! You have to get out more.
That wasn't even a thing people in 02 did. That was the thing people in 92 did. Or 91, 90. I don't know anyone who did this. They make their way to the spaceport where Delbert finances an expedition to find the planet. And yes, shenanigans will be aplenty.
Allow me to handle this.
Stewardess, I speak fart. No, really, they make that joke.
I'm fluent in flatula, Jim.
You see, kids, butt sounds are funny. We didn't know if you, children, understood that. So we wanted to make it very clear. Perhaps you would join us after the film for another important lesson. We're introduced to the captain.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
Who's named Amelia, played by Emma Thompson.
Mr. Arrow, sterling, tough, dependable, honest, brave and true.
Please, Captain.
Oh, shut up, Arrow. You know I don't need a word of it.
I went to my fur affinity page and it is haunting. Jim is also introduced to the cook, played by Brian Murray.
Bringing such
That's right, it was
distinguished to grace my humble galley. Had I known, I'd have tucked in the shirt.
Excuse me, I was just adjusting me long John Silver there. It's also made a middle. Cyborg. I was supposed to beware those.
These gears have been tough getting used to, but they do come in mighty handy from time to time.
Holy smokes, the animation on that guy.
Oh, my head.
Wow.
What is it?
Oh, nothing, it's just the way the light's hitting your movie. I just forgot how truly beautiful your animation can be.
Oh, you mean this whole thing?
No, really, sometimes your animation can be
That's awful.
I'm mesmerized
Up
by
with your
movement on this
skits.
guy. It isn't just the mix of 2D and 3D, though it does combine extraordinarily well.
It's the best character in the
Every
movie.
wrinkle, every part of this dude's body moves like it has a life of its own, yet it's still part of one character. You know how it took like 6 puppeteers to make Jabba the Hutt feel alive? This feels like it took 20 animators per scene to make him feel alive. Whenever he's on screen, I can't stop marveling at him. Like every waving of an arm, blinking of an eye, or stepping of a leg took months of
It's almost
planning
like
and
Long
development.
John Silver is the best
Maybe
character in the
hand-drawn animation
book.
isn't as prevalent as it used to be, but I am legit blown away by the artistry put into this character.
Aw, do you really mean it?
Oh, look, the flying whales from Fantasia 2000. I guess they wanted to be in another bomb, huh?
Oh, you really know how to ruin a moment.
But Jim doesn't seem to get along with a crew member named Scroop, played by Michael Wincott.
You ever see what happens to a fresh pup when you squeeze real hard?
It squawks, Fagin. It squawks. Silver says he's going to keep a close eye on Jim as we listen to question to the world. That classic 18th century in space 2002 music. Okay, so like I said, while the 1700 stuff mixed with sci-fi sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, the 2002 stuff really doesn't work and is crazy distracting.
Tarzan did it too.
Disney's desperation to sell out a lot
I
to
think
get
it
what
did
they saw
more
as to get
like
our audience on
80s
board.
stuff.
I'll give this movie credit, it sells out
That's-
only a little.
That's Phil Collins
as
in
unfitting
it.
as the song is in this world, the visual storytelling is well
Collins
done.
was really
Showing
big at
Jim's
the
father
time.
abandoning him as a child. Hell, even that's kind of refreshing. There's always a dead parent in Disney movies, and it's usually the mother, but not only is it the father this time, but he's just an asshole who leaves. Sometimes that's an even harder thing to deal with, and while that trope is certainly more common now back in 2002, especially with Disney, it wasn't really. So even in some of their own cliches, they find a new spin that would end up being more common later. And you gotta give credit for that. One of the writers also took issue with the fact that Jim is not a little boy in this one, but rather a teen, saying all the emotions would be heightened much more if Jim was younger and more vulnerable. I respectfully disagree. That works fine in the original book, but here, despite me making fun of the 2002 rebel teen trope, it does show it's hard for him to be more open around people, so when he does let his guard down and become more vulnerable, it means more.
It's actually working the movie really
Silver
well.
stronger. See, I harp on this film because the potential is so strong, and when things are done right, they're done really right. And I want to see them continue to be done right.
So, you do care. We don't need him.
Yay.
Summer. Nothing quite says barbecue or going to the beach like watching those first snowflakes drop. Summer should be fun and not financially stressful. With the Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa credit card, it's easy to start building credit with everyday purchases and regular on-time payments with no annual fees or interest. Look at those kids going to even have access to over 60 Summer Ferry.
The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by the Bancorp Bank and New York State Bank, and they spot mail eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and OTC advance fees may apply. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
She says that every
Trying
year.
really hard with the skits, and the commercials aren't funny either.
Summer. Hey folks, we're starting YouTube memberships. If you want access to emojis, polls, behind-the-scene videos, and other perks, check out and see if you want to become a member. After being introduced to a little pet named Morph, a clear comic relief, but not intrusive one.
That's true, Nathan.
An exploding star threatens their journey.
The star pollution. It's gone. Supernova.
I've heard that expression so many times, I forget it's something that can literally happen. They take evasive action, I have to say, compared to other hand-drawn movies that use CG backgrounds, this one really blends them well. Like, you can still tell they're CG, but the way they move throughout the shots, especially when doing a shaky cam effect, is impressively immersive. Even Prince of Egypt, which I thought melded the two beautifully, had a little bit of a disconnect at times. But I think here the lighting and shadows helps hide the differences between the two styles. It's very cleverly done.
It's devolving into a black hole.
Disney, I wouldn't be pulling references to other bombs in this bomb. When the second in command is literally hanging on by a thread, Scrooge puts an end to that problem.
They looked like big, strong hands, didn't they?
Hawkins is framed for his death, instantly turning the crew, which was already against him anyway, against him even more.
Mr. Arrow was a fine spacer. Finer than most of us would ever hope to be.
He was a great rock thing. I don't know what any of us are. Silver tries to make Jim feel better about his supposed mistake.
When the time comes, you get the chance to really test the cut of your sails. I hope I'm there, catching some of the light coming off you that day.
Silver finds out about that
Hawkins and
too.
Silver's friendship, which is what the heart of the story
Not
should
happy
be.
about that.
For all the moments that feel like they're trying to
Oh, he's
cash
the
in on
leader
what's
of the
cool at
rebels.
time,
He
the center of the
did not
story
want
is
anyone to
timeless
die, I
and what
believe.
ultimately
Even
makes
in the
the tale
book too,
classic.
he's like, no, you shouldn't have done that.
I
think. I don't
Will you let us
remember.
have nice things, Disney? Morph also once in a while overstays his welcome. I don't know why that always happens with characters named that.
Morph, knock it off. It's too early for this.
Ow! Hey, Morph! No, I'm not saying I want this scene to happen, but you're pushing it, you little snot bubble. Hawkins finds out this is mutiny, Mr. Every All Dogs character in one. Silver takes over the ship while Hawkins takes Delbert and the captain the rest of the way to the planet. Amelia gets her arm PG, so Delbert stays with her while Jim scouts ahead to find there's no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Oh, this is fantastic! The carbon-based life form come to rescue me at last!
Yeah, so, with 30 minutes left, they introduce their genie of the film, Ben, played by Martin Short Circuit.
Solitude's fun, don't get me wrong, for heaven's sake,
Short.
after 100 years. You got a little nuts!
I mentioned before in my Aladdin review how delightfully risky it was to save Robin Williams for the middle of the film and not earlier, but the last third of a movie is really a weird choice. And I hate to say it, but with his humor,
That's in the book.
Later.
Pirates! Don't get me started on pirates! I don't like them!
I feel bad saying that because
You
I
don't
really
like it,
Martin
Doug,
Short.
but that's
He's
in the
got crazy
book,
talent.
too.
But like a lot of comedians who go big most of the time, you have to know when to utilize them or they get on your nerves really quickly.
I think he suffered from mood swings. Personally, I'm not a therapist in any way, but you let me know when I'm rambling.
He's like Roboloff from Robos in 2. I can see how he's supposed to work, but they're trying way too hard with him.
You're gonna have to stop talking. Huzzah! Oh, this is fantastic!
Some bits are good, like, again, mixing the 2D and 3D animation surprisingly works really well with him, I think because he's a machine. And every once in a while there is a decent laugh.
And you are?
But I've watched this movie a few times to review, and every single time, I forget he's even in the film. To be fair, I guess it's better than wanting to forget your comic relief is in your movie, but I don't think that qualifies one being good either.
Stop giving orders for a few milliseconds and lie still.
Speaking of forgetting, and a very strange problem with the film, its focus on Hawkins and Silver is so good, I actually forget many of the side characters are even in it. Delbert and Amelia have a very sudden romance that, for me, feels rushed and sloppy. Again, 2002 romances were all about hating each other, but then
Cats
one person
and
gets a
dogs,
compliment,
too,
and
that's
suddenly
funny.
they're in love.
How about drinks for the happy couple?
We're not a couple.
I feel like half of Delbert's character is being confused or being attached to someone else. Silver meets up with Hawkins thinking he has the map, unaware that Morph actually left it back on the ship.
Oh, this poor old leg's downright snarky since that game attack we had in the galley.
No, didn't catch any of that.
Silver gives Hawkins a day to get the map back, so Hawkins returns to the ship to get the map back. When he returns, though, he sees Silver has taken his friends hostage.
How does it work?
He threatens the captain and Delbert if Jim doesn't show how it works, and I love Delbert nodding yes until he sees Amelia shaking no and he changes his mind. So Hawkins shows him the way.
Loot of 1,000 worlds.
We made it to planet McDuck! And okay, I'm sorry to keep eating up on this flick, but the last third is really weak. First off, I don't want to treasure metal meatball or whatever this is. I want to treasure planet. Have it be trees, mountains, rivers, all made of golden rubies. We got ships and whales floating in space. Don't tell me you can't do this. Go all out. If it seems too crazy, just use the thank you for smoking solution.
One line of dialogue. Thank God we invented the, whatever device.
Second, the lore behind the treasure isn't that strong. I think of something like One Piece or Goonies or, hell, even Disney's other pirate movies where the story of the treasure is just as interesting as the treasure itself. Because third, this is not an exciting place for a climax. Again, the technology around the animation is cool, but compared to what we've seen before, this place is very boring to look at. Even the planet on its own is very colorless and bland. This is supposed to be literally the big payoff, and for a film that seems to just make up its own rules, this is the moment where I really wanted that loose reality to go as crazy as possible. But again, to its credit, it keeps the heart of the movie on track. As the planet is set to explode after being discovered, and Silver and Hawkins' friendship is still the main focus.
Blast me for a boat!
So much better than the edit where he shouts, "No!" The treasure is destroyed as the crew tries to escape the exploding planet.
What do you need, Jim?
Not all of it's destroyed.
Time to pretend my opening scene was about more than just being cool.
It's good to see the sun.
No,
Make it.
just as Silver tries to sneak away without facing trial.
We just as soon avoid prison little Morphy here. He's been in a cage. It'd break his heart.
Also accurate
I'll
to
hold
the
on
book.
and you'll be hanged. Also, if you're jailed in America for some reason, it might make you more popular.
Oh, shut up.
Silver go and Hawkins returns home with a little bit of treasure Silver had left. How is it even when I'm watching the movie I keep forgetting the robot is in it? Amelia and Delbert, I guess, had this happen.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Hawkins finally looks like a character who would exist in this world. His mother's hands look really weird for some reason, and we end on this horrifying image. Remember to see Shrek, or we'll kill you. And that was Treasure Planet. Yes, there's a lot of flaws, but can I really tell someone not to see this?
It's a great
Maybe
movie.
I took hand-drawn animation for granted back then, but seeing it cleaned up with its
It's really
amazing
fun.
colors, imaginative visuals, and strong friendship between the hero and villain, it's hard to tell someone this isn't worth checking out. Yes, the world building is wonky and there's moments that don't balance out, but you can see and feel the love and dedication put into it. The money truly is on the screen, and I think the problems it has can be overlooked when you realize how well done the main friendship in the movie is. It's the heart that keeps it afloat, and if you're like me and didn't get into it the first time, give it another watch. You might find something you may have missed before on the horizon. And quite frankly, I have an apology to make.
And then the skit.
I'm sorry. I had no idea how special and unique you were until you were gone.
Really?
Well, no, technically I had to come back and I had to see you again, but
It sounded really douchey.
really douchey. Oh, Treasure Planet, will you give this fool just one more chance?
Critic,
Hey.
Oh, I see.
Gillies.
You're giving him a second chance, but not me.
What's she doing here?
Tune in next time for All My Lovers Are Disney Movies That Are Humans or Something, and it's crazy.
Awful.
Go, Delbert! Go, Delbert!
Alright, everybody. Let's
This month
end
for
with the
Cameos for
drinks
Charity,
like we
we're
usually
doing
do.
Red
Here we
Cross.
go.
Whether it's providing blood, sending in volunteers, helping near or far with disasters big or small,
Red Cross is a great
provides
charity,
a
yes.
number of different ways to save lives. So if you want a cameo of me saying,
Go.
Welcome to Booze on the Rocks, and today we're going to make a Caribbean splashdown.
Oops, it still sped up 1 second. I gotta fix that.
Now this just...
Let's go back to that.
Welcome to Booze on the Rocks,
Now
and
it's
today
back
we're
to
going to
normal.
make a Caribbean splashdown. Now this cocktail is sort of a combination of a tiki-style cocktail and a tropical-style cocktail, and it can actually be found in the Home Bar Guide to Tropical Cocktails by Kelly Riley and Tom Morgan. Now, I've taken some liberties with the recipe and I've made a couple of adjustments in a way that I think will really, really work for everybody, including the ingredients that you can just most easily get your hands on. Now, having said that,
All right, last
it's
call,
a
everybody.
shaken cocktail, so make sure you have your shaking glass. And we are going to start this with a homemade cinnamon syrup. Now that is 1 part water, 1 part sugar, and some cinnamon sticks. You just throw it in a pan, cook it till it goes clear, and let it sit for a bit until it acquires that level of cinnamon that you want. Now we are going to use half an ounce or 15 mils. Your second ingredient is going to be lime juice. Now what we will do is we will cut and squeeze an entire lime into here because the amount that we need is 1 ounce and a full lime is approximately 1 ounce of lime juice. So give it a good squeeze, kind of enjoy. If you could learn how to use a squeezer, of course. And once you've done this, your third ingredient is going to be a vanilla liqueur. Now, having said that, I'm using a little bit of Galliano vanilla. If you can't get a vanilla liqueur that you are where you live, you can actually make a vanilla syrup just with a little bit of sugar, water, and either vanilla beans or vanilla extract. Again, whatever you can get. Now, we don't need a lot. We need 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils. Now your fourth ingredient for this is going to be a blue curacao. Now blue curacao, if you're unfamiliar with it, is an orange liqueur dyed blue.
Well, Straw, they would
However,
usually be paired
I
with
love
A&W
blue
root beer
curacao,
restaurants, too.
And if you followed my channel for a while, I have a ton of blue drinks. We don't need a lot of this. This is just going to accentuate color and flavor for a total of half an ounce or 15 mils. Next comes our base spirit, and for that you need a light rum. I've chosen to use Havana Club. It's the 3-year-old. Any good light rum that you really enjoy will work in this cocktail. Now we do need a total of 1.5 ounces or 45 mils. We're now going to follow this up with ice. And that sounds really trite when I say it that way. However, we are going to shake this with crushed ice. So you could use cubed ice if you want. However, with a good scoopful of crushed ice, we'll get a really nice dilution. We'll only have to shake this for about 5 seconds. So make sure you get a really good seal, flip it and shake it. And you want to shake it till you start to see a really good frost here. Pop this off with the strength of 1,000 vanilla beans and put it off to the side.
That's a lot of vanilla
Now
beans.
what we are going to do is serve this
How much strength that
in
is,
one of
though.
my favorite glasses, and that's a rocks glass. They're simple, they're easy, and I'm giving you a bunch of information that you really don't care about because I like to babble a little bit too much. Anyways, what we are going to do now is free pour this directly in.
You had some humor about that.
And in case you were wondering, this is a 12-ounce glass or 360 mils. And what we'll do is we'll just top this off with a little bit more crushed ice, just to kind of round everything out there, give us a beautiful look, and find ourselves a nice little bendy straw. Now you can garnish this with a little bit of mint or a little bit of a lime wedge if you want. Color-wise, it would look really, really good, but it'll give you something to actually work with flavor-wise if you need to adjust it slightly. Really good. That vanilla comes through there with a slight little bit of orange and mint. You can't go wrong. And the rum just kind of lifts it there, right? And you get a very mild undercurrent of cinnamon. If you like this style of cocktail, take a look after the recipe card right over here.
Alrighty, there we go. Next video, got some Sky.
Now this
In a Breaking Bad cocktail. Breaking Bad margarita.
Okay, so now I come in with my ice pick.
Smash it up.
It's the real blue ice, homeboy. Hit this with some corn syrup, blue sugar. Guys, this a Walter White special. If you don't know who Walter White is, what planet you living on?
Heisenberg.
Oh yeah. Take this. Add this to your glass. Tequila! Triple sec! No berry lemon. This one's gonna be on the sweeter side, guys. Now you come in here with a little straw on the side like so. If you watch the show Breaking Bad, this right here is what Walter White was talking about, okay? That blue ice, okay? Yes, I know it's math, but this is
I know it's
water and just food coming, okay? This is not math, so don't get excited, okay?
Get excited.
Crackheads.
Cobra time. I'm gonna speed him up, don't worry. This is 1 minute, so I'm gonna put 1.25 speed. There we go. July 4th, him wasting the entire day.
YouTube, so I got me one of my delicious pinwheels.
Looks awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's a drink combo in here, that's why it's in the drinking section, don't
Those
worry.
pinwheels are delicious. Happy 4th of July, happy birthday, America.
Care about
And
this
of course,
country.
a happy wedding anniversary
Scott
to
Britt.
Ozzy and Sharon. That's what's up. Here after a bit, I'll be playing the Star Spangled Banner for YouTube. We got some Jack Daniels Southern Peach Country cocktails in a can. These are delightful if you like peach flavored stuff. Those pinwheels I made were really good. Are really good too. Also, if you're drinking, drink responsibly this 4th of July. Do not fuck with fireworks if you've been drinking too much. And, excuse me. Oh, pardon me, that's just... Excuse the bad manners, just complimenting the brewer. Anyways, YouTube, happy fucking birthday, America. That's most definitely what the fuck is up. Got that pre-made margarita mix on point, son. It's just the mango flavor. You don't gotta necessarily be American liquor or whatever. Just the point of the matter is that you're celebrating America's birthday.
Okay, then.
We got a 4th of July food review. What up, YouTube? So we got some white containers.
Food review.
What do we got in the first container? Let's pop it open. Chicken tenders. Second container.
Soon, Sasha will be able to come back in the room. I just don't want you in right now as I'm finishing the stream.
Garlic bread with the cheese
Love
and the
you.
sauce. That smells heavenly. And in the third container, what do we got in the tiniest one of all? We got some mac and cheese. I did let the food sit for a minute because I was talking with the old lady, but that's beside the point. I did let the food.
The old lady?
get
How do you
cold
mean,
because
Jessica
I was
or
talking
who?
with my girlfriend, but I don't care.
You mean Jessica, or who do you mean?
The food's cold when it sits, but that's my own damn fault. The grease on the garlic bread has made it like squishy with the cheese, and that's how I like my garlic bread. Let's give it a dunk in that marinara sauce. That's good garlic bread. See, that's how you know it's good food, because even though it's sitting, it's a little bit cold, it still tastes good in my opinion. I got a spoon here. I could just eat it with my hands, but I don't want to be a complete barbarian about it. So far,
Group
I'm
it up.
liking what we got here. Chicken tenders. The garlic
Attendees.
bread. Now let's see what this mac and cheese be doing.
Is it mac and? Is it like mac? Is it mac and cheese salad or just mac and cheese?
This food would definitely
Looks
taste
cold
a
as
lot
fuck.
better if I ate it hot and fresh.
You should have
Well, that
done.
was a 4th of July kiss. No. It's my own
Skulston.
damn fault. Like I said, I let it get cold before getting to it. I was talking to my girly friend, and you know
You mean
how I
Jessica
goes.
or who?
And blow my throat with another kiss. Based off the fact that this food is good to decent when cold, and I know if it would have been hot and fresh, it would have been banging, dude. And I let it cool off, like I said, because I was talking to my girlfriend. I do have one more pinwheel to chop up into little circles left. And I'm going to save on that, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Let it sit for like 10
the pinwheels
days.
I made were pretty fucking tasty.
Skulston. Oh look. Mango margarita.
cocked and loaded
Fucking Jose
tonight.
Cuervo. Wow, cheapest of the cheap. Disgust me.
And like I said, the food was cold because I waited to eat on it because I was having a conversation with my lady friend.
Keep repeating that.
Afternoon, fellow YouTubers. It's Friday. So we got some Deep Eddy Ruby Red from Austin, Texas. Real grapefruit.
Did watch
handcrafted
this
in
yesterday, I
small
believe, but
batches.
still.
It got about
There he is,
70
being an
proof.
idiot.
And we're going to mix it with some Mountain Dew Voltage, charged with raspberry, citrus, and ginseng. And other
Okay, which one
natural
was your favorite
flavors.
again? The blue one? I thought you said the white one was.
Oof, that smells
Don't remember though.
like some alcohol. Nice and stiff on the drink.
The 4th of July special ones. I thought he said it was the white one, but I'm still not sure. I don't remember. Also, that looks horrendous.
So that made it look all kind of, that's a weird looking color of drink for sure.
Yeah, gray
What's
water.
that?
That's what the guy drinks in that Stephen King story and melts.
That's definitely got a holy shit burn to it.
Not Jody Verrill, it's called like the Gray or something.
Yeah.
It's like beer that's
Mixed this drink
basically
for
been
my-
like
for
turned
my- for
bad
my
and he
taste.
turned into like a
I ordered
fungus.
some blueberry vodka for a drink combo, and they were out, so they substituted it
Creep
with
Show, the series made that
the,
into an actual short
grapefruit
for them.
one, which is fine by me.
It's actually
you know.
pretty decent adaptation.
Overall, it's not an unpleasant drink combo. I've certainly had worse.
I've heard
combos
Stephen
in
King's
my
freaking
day.
out on Twitter again. Good.
And half the
Fuck
time,
that
I don't
asshole.
even know what the fuck I call it. I just call it a drink combo and mix it up. Excuse me. Oh yeah, Four Aces is harsh. But yeah, I like doing the drink combos.
Maybe because it's overproof or close to overproof, dummy.
Yesterday, but by the
Gotta
time
be an
I
alcohol
polished
burn
out the
to
entire
it.
bottle
But
of,
the also thing you'll have the citrus burn
Jose
too, because it's a
Cuervo, I
fucking
was like,
grapefruit.
I was definitely feeling the effects. You know, I've learned to recognize when I've had enough, and I don't want to like just keep drinking and then eventually make an ass of myself. And I'm also working on my temper. Granted, I still like get mad like anyone else, but I've learned to not like take it so seriously. You know, as far as like temper goes and all that. Like, you know, the things that normally upset me, kind of thing. But I suffer from Asperger's syndrome, so naturally I'm gonna have an autistic temper, as they say.
Hi, Sash.
People think it's
You
funny
wanna come
to
over here? You're gonna
bully
just
me
cause a
and pick on me
ruckus
and push my buttons
on my
until
desk.
until I lose
You're
it.
gonna
And
cause a
then sit there
ruckus.
and
Of course you are.
Josh's worst
I love
meltdown
you.
ever, and it's like you wouldn't think it was
Such a
funny if it was
goofball.
happening to you.
These papers don't mean anything to me, but they're
Like, I'm
just
not proud
there
of having
on
a
the ground.
temper.
They're old.
You know what I'm saying? Or the fact that
statement
sometimes I
papers.
drink too much, so it's like,
I just don't want you to toss them around because it's loud.
But I'm gonna keep making videos for as many years for as long as I can. Summertime at Casper, Wyoming.
She's eager to go downstairs.
It's
so
hot
she'll just run.
outside.
And I'm not gonna
My 4th of July was alright, so I didn't get to shoot off any fireworks, but
I'm gonna just close
I
my
got
book.
drunk,
She'll be
so
back
there
up
you
in
go.
a minute or so, probably to bug me. But we'll try to end the stream before then. Such a goof cat.
But yeah, it's Friday,
Love
just
her so
having a
much.
drink, puffing on the old pipe.
I'm waiting for him to have the first drunken temper tantrum. Yeah, it's gonna happen, Bob. You know it's gonna happen. He'll fucking like say what it is, dude. He'll dox himself and all that shit too. Anyway, something equally vile is that.
Okay, a little something like that. We saw
Not really vile, but who it's named after is vile.
Strawberry banana milkshake. I don't know, okay? Apparently Lizzo had some kind of banana incident. I have no idea. Google it. Little vanilla ice cream.
You almost
Lizzo,
choke on
still
one?
my girl, okay? Captain Morgan! Spice rum. Malibu's most wanted. Now let's see what
He
happens
just came
here,
right back
Lizzo.
in. Hi, Saj. Wow, that was quick. How goes, sweet thing?
Now usually there's some fitness
I didn't really go downstairs. I kind of tricked you, I know.
You could tell mine
You were
is
eager to
exactly
run,
fitness,
though.
right, Liz? So now we come in.
You got your Kit Kat music going on. Look like you're about to go wild. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look in your tongue. You're not going to puke anywhere, are you? Not get fur stuck in your throat. Hopefully not.
And
No,
there you
long hair
have
cat.
it, Lizzo's strawberry banana milkshake. Lizzo, we were doing a live show and they named this drink after you. The audience gave me the recipe, they named this after you. I don't know what you have to do with bananas, okay? Like I said, I'm a supporter, okay? You know what I mean?
Alrighty. Last video for tonight. Here we go. Coach Vino. Been a while. He's talking about Baywater, a Louisiana-style cocktail.
What's up, gals and
That was
pals?
George
I'm
Keefe,
Coach Vino.
for that
This is the
quote, by the
Progress
way.
Bar. And what would happen if you took
Or
the
Joe
Brooklyn
Keefe, excuse me.
cocktail, you took it down
The
to
artist.
New Orleans, and you added a Caribbean flair? Well, you would get the Bywater cocktail. You see, a couple of weeks ago, I
what you
made you
freaking out
guys a
for?
cocktail called The Man in the Yellow Hat. And one of my subscribers had a really great question. He said, what would happen if you add rum
I
to
gotta
that
actually do
cocktail?
something with her here.
Now, I
She's just
got
gonna knock
myself
shit
thinking
over.
about
Sash,
that, and I'm
come on.
definitely going to
Sup?
give it a shot.
I'll be right back,
But
Jeff.
in the meanwhile, I started looking up other kind of rum-stirred cocktails that might have a bit of a tiki Caribbean flair to it, at least with respects to the ingredients that have been added. And I came across the Bywater cocktail. Now, the Bywater cocktail is actually a bit of a modern classic, at least down in New Orleans, though you could find it in menus all around the country. But I've never had it before, so I'm actually really excited to give it a shot, right, folks? But before I do that, I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can help Vino feed the hungry algorithm. And make sure you stick around, because we're gonna boogie down. All right, folks, so the Bywater cocktail was created by bartender Chris Hanna down at Arnaud's French 75 bar in New Orleans. And apparently Chris felt that the Bywater area of New Orleans resembled a lot of the Brooklyn area here in New York City. So this is a bit of an homage to both places, all right? So let us look at what is in the sauce. Now, before we do that, I do want to say that there are some deviations in the recipe, especially with respect to the rum and the Amaro. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the recipe that works best for me. The first thing he wants is 1.5 ounces of an aged rum. Now, I've seen anything from, Appleton to OFTD, which I think is 1.75 ounces of OFTD is a bit much to chew on. As a matter of fact, ask Steve the bartender what he thinks.
You definitely don't want to have too many of these because it will knock your socks off.
So I'm gonna kind of split the difference here, and I'm gonna use 1 ounce of Smith & Cross and 3/4 ounce of Plantation 5-year, okay? So you get the big, bold flavors here balanced with some of that Barbadian rum, right, folks? So 1 ounce of Smith & Cross. All right, beautiful. And then we'll do 3/4 ounce of Plantation. But you can use whatever rum combination, you know, works best for you, or you can go with whatever you read out there online from all the recipes, all right? And then we're gonna do a 3/4 ounce of Averna. All right, now some recipes I've seen use Amir pecan, which we cannot get here in New York, and so Averna seems to be the substitute that everyone's using, which is fine with me because you can see I love Averna. I'm running out. And then we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce of green chartreuse. All right, so you can already tell from what's going on here, this is gonna be a big, bold cocktail, right? And then we're gonna do a 1/4 ounce of velvet falernum. All right, there you go. And this is where you're gonna get even more, again, of those kind of, tiki Caribbean cocktail vibes, which I think is really fun. And then we're gonna do 2 dashes each, all right? 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, which is your New Orleans. And then we're gonna get 2 dashes of orange bitters, right? 1, 2. And apparently this makes up for some of the orange notes that are missing when you're using Averna versus Amir pecan. So we'll see what that works out like, all right, folks? Now let's go ahead and add some ice to our mixing glass.
Do it up, Vina. Sorry, everybody.
And we're going to stir that for about
25
to 30 seconds. Now,
There's
I'm
no
going to be honest,
citrus in there.
because of how big and bold these
She
flavors
just
are,
peeked in my room again. I went down to feed her. She didn't eat any of
just
it.
to help dilute it. And
So I
really
guess
make
she's
it
just
more
wanting to be a
palatable, right,
little,
folks? But you
little
do whatever you
rascally.
like, all right?
What a goofball she is.
All right,
Get
folks,
it.
I think we stirred this bad boy up enough. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a flavorful cocktail right there, folks, all right? I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to put this to the side. Now, I'm going to get my glass out. I'm going to be serving that in a Nick and Nora, which I've had chilling like a villain. And again, I did a little extra dilution. I might even have more than I have for the glass, but I felt like it would be important for this cocktail, okay? So let's go ahead
that's
and pour this
good.
bad boy in. Look at that
Pour it
beautiful
in,
color.
pour it in.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Nice
So it's got
color.
a nice, beautiful wash line there. There we go, folks. Beautiful. I got a
Really
little
good
extra in the
color. I
bottom.
like it a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a little extra dessert for later. All right, and then you're going to get an orange peel, and you're going to express
The
more
oils,
of
yep.
the orange notes onto the cocktail.
Mhm. Rub it
Let
on
me
it.
see what
There
else
you
I
go.
got in there, right? Then you're going to discard that. And then you're going to go ahead and
garnish?
garnish that with a cocktail cherry. Now,
Nice.
just to bring more of the Brooklyn back and also a little more of Amaro, I'm going to be using these Amaro
Oh, soaked cherries. Neat.
cocktail cherries, which are absolutely fantastic.
okay.
They're also
That's
very bold
different.
in flavor. And there we have it, folks, our By Water cocktail.
Very cool.
All right, so let's go ahead and give our By Water cocktail a sippy sip.
Sip up.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yum. Couple notes right off the bat. That citrus, that orange expression here, really important. Those citrus notes right on top really help brighten up the cocktail. It's not that often that I feel like the orange peel, expressing orange peel makes that big a difference. Definitely does here, especially because of the complexity of this cocktail. Number 2, the additional dilution. 100% I think helps this cocktail. It is incredibly palatable. I can only imagine how bold this cocktail would be if you only gave it like a 20-second a spin, you know what I'm saying? And number 2, I think that the split of rums is the way to go.
That's
So
very
I'm
tiki.
getting the Smith & Cross, I'm getting those beautiful funky notes, but they're not overpowering the cocktail. Now, mind you, it's got to fight against some pretty powerful stuff here, namely green chartreuse.
Yeah.
But in general, I think it works. It's working really well. The other rum is just helping to bring more of those rum notes in there.
Good.
But it's not overpowering with the Smith & Cross. I think this is the perfect combination, guys. Let me
Good,
give
good.
another sip.
Take a sip, sip.
Oh yeah, that's great. Anyway, I hope you like this cocktail. I hope you like this video, and I
Hell
hope
yeah,
you
Vino.
give it a
Good shit
thumbs
as
up. I
always.
hope you subscribe, and I hope you share with your family and friends. Because
I always do. Don't you worry about that.
Caring, and when life gives you lemons, make yourself a cocktail.
Fuck yeah.
Cheers.
All right, everybody. With that, we now come to the end of Case of the Mondays. I'd like to thank you all for sticking around for me to the very end. And I'd like to thank everyone who came here, too, and who just doesn't. It's okay. It's perfectly all right. I know you guys' lives live and all that shit. I'm going to do a little shilling, and then we'll be done. Don't forget the movie caption contest, movie picture, and movie hangman are going to Discord, so be sure to play those when you're not busy in the arena, in the arcade station, in the Heretic Discord, or you're busy in the bulk area doing your thing there. Don't forget, tomorrow, probably, I would say, good certainty, that at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there will be a dark room with me and Porky on Heretic Network, but just in case there isn't, don't forget to subscribe to Heretic Unlimited, which you know it does a bunch of stuff there with us. Wednesday will be Wednesday, my dude, so be sure to tune back in to Heretic Network for that at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, Porky's probably going to do something in the Discord, so if you're in the Discord, come join us in the We the People VC, because that's usually where it's going to be hosted. And Friday, on Heretic Unlimited, me and Genoa will be doing a Video Society at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, everybody, that's all I got to show.